Welcome everyone to the 124th edition of the 9:30ish Home Theater Hub podcast. We got all the regular crew and a new guest today. So I want to start the show with, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please shoot us an email to hometheaterhublive@gmail.com, because I've been waiting to the end of the show to do that. And last week I did it in the middle of the show and we had 3 people contact us. So that was fantastic. So now I'm going to put it right in the beginning of the show.
In the beginning.
Right? In the very beginning, as we come on. 4 minutes late, like usual.
That's the way to do it. Fashionably late.
Fashionably late. So no, seriously, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please shoot us an email to hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. We can definitely use some guests. You don't have to be on camera. If you just want to send us some pictures, if you shoot us some notes about your theater, be more than happy to talk about it and showcase your theater. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. What's going on, Paul? How are you, sir?
Good, doing good. Tired, but today
more the bubbly.
This is in
Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, the new movie.
Dragon Fruit and Stardust.
So
Now you just need some of this to go with it.
What is that?
White Jamaican rum.
Oh, there you go. Rum bar.
Now you need some of that to go with it.
Speaking of liqueurs, I finally found a
I'm
red
just gonna
wine
bring the water
that I
just to
like.
balance it out. So
water's
just to balance the show out. There's some
A little
water
H2O.
to drink H2O. It's good for you.
A little H2O.
this is H2O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just sparkly.
The fancy one.
Yeah.
No,
What's up,
okay.
C-Big? What's up, Chuck? How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us tonight. So, how was your week, Mr. Paul?
It was good. It was good. Long. Yeah. Lots of work stuff going on. I think the daily hi-fi I usually join when I can. I wouldn't have been able to join this week anyways. So I was just like exhausted.
Yeah. No, it's been a long week for me. I can't believe that we are already into May in the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where the time went. Seriously, I do not. But already into May, starting tomorrow. So I've been super busy at work. Fortunately, I did carve out a little time for some movies that we'll get into later. But Mr. Anthony, how are you, sir? Thanks for joining us on the show.
You're welcome. I'm good. Glad to be here.
Very good. How was your week? You have a busy week?
I wish it was busier. My business is slower than I've seen in a decade.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but
What type of work do you do?
I do industrial painting and sandblasting for oil and gas companies.
Oh wow.
So nothing related, but just trading one level of stress for another. So we're stressful, slow, or stressful, busy, feast or famine.
Yeah. I can understand that for sure. For sure. How about you, Abe? How was your week, sir?
It was good. Did a lot of had just a lot of busy work here in the office. And then I did catch a couple movies this week. I was I kind of got into a routine of, like, after I finish work at night, I'll go into my room and just put a movie on, just to kind of fall asleep to it, hopefully. But sometimes I make it all the way through. So I got 2 good movies in that I'll talk about a little bit that was very happy with.
Awesome.
But yeah, other than that, it's a good week.
Good to hear. And Mr. Ike, not last but not least, Mr. Ike, what about you, sir? I know you got a busy weekend planned.
Exactly. And I don't even know if I'm excited or if I'm overwhelmed already. But yeah, it's been a long week and it's about to get even more busier for the weekend. I spent the last couple of hours just packing up stuff and kind of excited. Base is bringing us together. So
Base
heading
is bringing
down
them together.
to Chicago tomorrow for Scott Newby's Base Brings Us Together. You know,
Oh,
representing the home theater hub crew and just going to, I don't know, get my insides turned upside down or whatever with that crazy dude.
oh my God! That guy. Oh yeah.
Have
yeah.
were you at his previous setup?
No,
Oh, so you've never been to his
no. So,
Oh, you'll have some fun then.
yeah.
You need to record yourself on the initial
Experience, right?
experience because you can't
Oh my God.
recreate the you
That's
know.
crazy.
I even
interact.
had to go get me some silicone earplugs that go down to 25 dB. That's not much, but that's better than nothing. So,
Yeah,
Wow.
considering
You're looking at a side surround speaker there.
That is insane.
So yeah.
Oh, I thought that was his front wides. No.
No. So
Oh
that's
my
a
God.
side surround speaker with the RTJs there. Thank you, Scott, for giving us permission to run your videos here. So yeah, we're just doing a little bit of a showcase of the
That's
front stage
amazing.
there.
Yeah.
You
that
gotta
is the
check out
front
his
stage. That is
system.
behind the screen, for God's sake.
If you're into bass,
I gotta
this
go
is
check that out.
the place.
And he's running the new Epson. I think it's the middle of the line projector.
Yeah,
Or it
the
might be
3000, I think.
Yeah.
Either the 3000.
Oh, let me know how
or
that one is, because I have an Epson, and yeah, I may or may not be looking at upgrade to that or the
You should upgrade to the 3000 if you can. I think the 7 will be an overkill, but you have a 150-inch size diagonal screen.
Oof,
yeah.
that must
It'll
be.
probably be a good
yeah.
match. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to for the weekend, and it's gonna be an early start to the day, and then
What time are you flying
hopefully a
out
fun
tomorrow?
event. Yeah, towards noon.
Noon. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I think he's having a press event tomorrow night, and then the
yeah.
regular event on Saturday. But yeah, no, man, I tell you what, he tore that. So he had 2018s before, and he tore that room completely apart to put 2024s in.
That's just well. Okay. I'm not even gonna make a comment.
But you know what's so cool about Scott? He'd be the first one to tell you that you don't need all this shit.
No,
Yeah.
You know
he's
what I
just
mean?
doing
Oh,
it.
I know he's
That-
doing it for the
extreme.
fun. It's not the
Yeah.
accuracy of
Yeah.
it. It's just the fun of it.
Well,
you know?
I mean, he does
No,
a
he
pretty good.
dials
He
it
does a
down.
pretty good tune in there. Yeah.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time.
Well, I equate it to back in the day when we did car stereo. We would do it just to see how much we can fit in there. How many subwoofers can we fit in this Honda Civic?
Yeah. So I actually had to do a work trip earlier last year, and I was able to visit his place with the 2018s, and it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable then. So
C-Big is trying to get me kicked out.
Man, he'll put it on.
He'll put it on if I ask.
But
But
part of me needs to go here because I got to see what that is doing compared to all these years of having it be so one way, and people like Scott doing this crazy things. Like I just got to go hear it,
So,
Yeah.
that's
so
why
during
I'm going. I just wanna experience
during
it.
regular movies, you're just going to get pressurized, but the bass isn't going to overwhelm you. You're going to feel it. It's going to be violent, but it's tuned perfectly. I'm telling you now.
Well, that's what I want to see.
It's not overbearing whatsoever. But when it comes time to open the toys up, yeah.
Yeah. He has two modes. Yeah. This is the car with the exhaust baffle switch. It's like, oh, and it and now you have a full exhaust. Oh, we want to open up the headers. Okay, hold on. And it's full zero exhaust. Nothing holding this one back. Yeah. And that's the old system. So I'm
excited for you because I definitely wanted to go. Just I have I have an audit at work starting on Monday. It's a 3-day audit that they're going to be up my ass for 3 whole days. So,
Yeah. And I'm on call starting tomorrow, or I probably would have gone, but I have to be selective on my swap days.
yeah.
You know,
So this guy's
Not-
in Chicago, Scott. In Chicago?
Chicago.
Oh.
and that's not too far. I usually just drive. That'd be like a 5 or 6 hour drive for me.
Yeah, it's not terrible at all.
Yeah, not horrible.
But yeah, I had a
think-
really fun time with Scott. I mean, he was so gracious, gave me a personal demo. You know, nobody else there, but just a great guy in the hobby.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy for his success with with starting to be a dealer for these type of items, and then also other items. Just great. The guy's always flooding the social media, Facebook and everything else, posting. So just a big congratulations to him for everything that he's doing over there. And
he should be successful with at least selling subs, because there's one thing in sales. You can't fake enthusiasm. You
No.
know?
I would say that's true. Absolutely.
He has that well before, and still, obviously. I mean, it's just a
That's
bonus for him because he gets hopefully some sort of perks with those,
Yeah. Well, you're
For me,
absolutely right.
it's
You
gonna
can't
be
fake
like, so
enthusiasm. I think
what's
that's what,
next? What are you gonna do next after this one? Like,
do you think he needs to do anything next?
but
Could have said that last time.
But when you get to this point, there is no stop. Like when you get to this point, it's like you got.
Well, he was already at that point.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I think he
yeah.
wants. I think he wants the Guinness Book of World Records is what I really think, because
well, yeah, he's always wanted that.
Yeah.
And if you get that, then you got to break it, right? Because you're probably the only one that can break it.
right,
Yeah,
yeah. So
what size room is this all going in? What
I was gonna say.
so the
Size
room
room.
is probably.
is that is a big factor on it.
I mean, if you the
It is
subwoofers are probably 24 inches deep, or maybe a little bit more.
Mhm.
You know, maybe 28 inches deep. So you got those on the front wall and those on the back wall. So that's at least
That's
5
4
feet,
feet right there.
4 or 5 feet right
You
there.
can measure this room by subwoofers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he's.
I think it's I think it's like it's wider rather
Yeah.
than
Deeper, yeah.
deeper,
yeah.
So
Mhm.
but I want to say it's probably like 20 feet across, and like maybe like 14 to 16 or 18 deep, somewhere in
Yeah.
there.
might even be
wow.
smaller than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it might be around 15. Just looking at the
Mm-hmm.
the sitting distance to the screen, but I mean, we can always find that out. So
Yeah, I'd be curious, like when you go to where is it? The first floor, second floor?
It's
It's
in
in
the
the
basement.
It's in
the
the
whole
basement.
house is moving. It don't matter at this point where it is in the house.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
You can be in the
Well,
attic and feel
It
it.
could be.
And that, well,
I just want to know how
That's-
structurally sound the place is. Just
You could be hovering above the house and still.
yeah.
get
So-
impacted.
You need to record yourself before you even go
Okay.
driving. Like record yourself as you're walking into the house, because if there's any demos going on,
You want to feel.
that's your first. You'll be like, oh damn, because you'll feel the floor. You'll be like, oh shit. And I don't care if you're doing suspended track, any of that shit. It doesn't matter what sound. No, there is so much pressurization going on in that small space. It's escaping. I don't care if you
Yeah.
built 3 layers deep of a room in a room in a room, suspended by
I think-
micro strings. You would
Micro
still feel that.
I think
It's
you did like
100, and whenever I was there, I think it was 156, and I think after I left, he got a couple more. He got up to 158, but 158 decibels.
That is
FBO.
crazy.
It verified in the room with the actual, I forgot what brand,
Yeah,
but
that's ooh, God, that don't hurt.
that's loud. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't even, because I used to do competition. So when I went in, I I was already wearing my own earplugs. I was
So
like,
this was him, putting up all the OSB and everything like that.
yeah, it's a fun time. If you're, like I said, if you're into bass, man, you're,
Yeah, knowing me, I'm only going to experience the extreme part just a handful of times. I'm not going to be sitting in there all day.
I hope you bought a bunch of earplugs.
Yeah, you might have to stuff like 5 layers.
There's 55 in his pocket. I'm
Oh
going.
yeah,
I'm going to give it out to. I'm sure he has a bunch of
yeah.
He does.
a bunch waiting for people. He probably gets like a lifetime.
You should wear those, and you wear those, and the
And
the
earmuffs,
earmuffs.
and the earmuffs too. Yeah,
Both. All right, some earmuffs.
man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because think about it. If that only reduces 25 dB and you're experiencing
150. You're still
150
damaging.
is
Yeah,
125 dB,
Mhm.
like
still
that.
damaging.
Yeah.
Oh,
For sure. Man, so what's up, Anthony? Tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Not much to tell. So
Not much.
Yeah, do you have 21 or 22 20 inch or 24 inch?
I got 2 little bitty subs.
Yeah. We're gonna go by 24. How much bass do you have? We measure by 24s.
How-
We measure bass in newbies. That should be the news.
I mean,
I've been
Yeah.
watching his videos as well, and I'm curious how do you get around with that massive horn speaker like right on your ear of the side surround?
I
yeah.
don't even want to know, man.
It's I mean, when I sat, because I sat in that room, and he didn't have those are the JTRs that he had upstairs, right? So, but those are a new model of the JTRs that he had upstairs, and that size cone was not there when I was there. I think he had the 210s. The 210s, I think, with the, but it still was a giant horn there, on the 210s, and I mean he does a great job of calibration, man. He really does. And nothing was ever over exaggerated.
He's probably
we went
running
through a bunch of stuff.
subwoofers at 10,000 watts continuous, and he's probably running those tweeters at 0.5 watt to keep up with it, with the distance that you're running. I mean, and that's a little exaggeration, but I would be surprised if those main speakers, excluding the mid, the bass drivers in the mains, that tweeter's probably never seen more than 5 watts, unless you're just wanting to literally just damage your hearing.
Yeah.
Even in whenever he's demoing, because with it being that so close and the sensitivity, what are those 97 99 or something?
Yeah, they're
crazy?
close to 98 99 dB sensitive.
Yeah, dB sensitive, and you're no more than 2 meters, if that, away. So I mean, you're the capability of it is crazy.
For sure. Yeah, so I mean, that's a great question, Anthony, because like I said, when I was there, I mean, it wasn't like being in my theater, but nothing was out of place. Nothing was overbearing. Nothing was like, man, you need to turn this down, or anything like that. It all just blended seamlessly together. So he did
It seems kind of disappointing, because all that power and money, you kind of want it to be something.
Well,
insane.
you can.
Yeah.
So when he watches movies regular, he'll even admit this. He watches them at regular volume. They're not at like, ear piercing volumes and stuff. Now he has a certain, I guess like script of demos that he does just to try to hit the 160 dBs. You know what I mean? So he has a certain, and that's when it can get, get pretty outrageous.
It reminds me of IASCA days where we're targeting like entry level targets. We were hitting maybe 135 for entry level, but everything was based on the size of the vehicle, and there was different.
I was at 140 dB at the beginner or amateur level, and once you succeed in that area, they force you up to the next.
Right, you go to advanced or modify class.
Yeah,
and
exactly. And I
extreme
couldn't
or
afford
like
to
crazy
do
build. Yeah.
after that. Yeah, once you got beyond the like, hey, here's the noobs, the garage builds.
Yeah.
Almost everyone had, 100,000.
Man, if I was in 135, I thought I was doing good because
Yeah. 140 was the most I hit in competition.
Yeah.
That's.
But you said
I got out of it when
I
got out of it when it became that, right? When it wasn't judged on clarity and sound anymore. That's when I got out
Well,
of it.
Iaska's pretty. Their rules are. I remember it's been a long time, but yeah, they were very critical about
Yeah, it was more than just that. You had to. It was part
there
of the
was a whole
system.
science to it, and the different class vehicles.
I think USAC was the one that had mostly just the DB drag. I think.
Yeah. No, Iaska was a little
Where
bit
you
more
got braces on your windshield and people sitting on the back window to make sure it doesn't come flying out.
Yeah. No, it was more formal. I would say, from what I remember, the rules were very stringent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those days for sure.
Yeah. Hey, it's all fun.
Yeah, I had a pretty badass Astrovan back then. It did.
Oh man, see,
That's crazy right there. The Astro.
I don't know what I would have done at that point.
Let me tell you, Astrovan is probably my favorite vehicle to put a system in. You could look. It just was perfect.
What about like a Ford Explorer? You could do a ton in one of those too.
Yep. Ford Explorers, Broncos,
Mhm,
trucks
the
with the
Broncos,
cab overs with the seal in between, and the whole truck.
Oh, I know people that was just a regular pickup truck that were filling the bed, putting a cover on it, and then porting it into the into the main cab.
Oh,
they were just running a port into the main cab.
There's still, I went on the internet. There's still guys doing that. And I found this one. I can't think of the name of them, but man, they're still doing crazy shit like that. I was like, oh my god! And I gotta find that, but it is some crazy stuff. Same thing where like all the speakers and amps are like in the truck bed, and they just cover over the top. And
people don't understand how much work. Like you have to be a welding fabricator. You have to, the
work is amazing. Yeah. That's what the build is. What's more impressive than everything it does, which is cool too. But it's the amount of work and labor and how detailed it is.
No idea how much it takes.
Incredible. It's an art form.
A vehicle by itself can't hold that much pressurization. You have to reinforce the vehicle. It literally would, like an Astrovan, it just pop it open like a tin can.
Well, we gutted it and we lined it and we basically redid
Dynamat.
Oh, several layers.
You had to weld and reinforce the sidewalls. I mean, with that, whenever you start getting into those pressures, I think.
Well, I didn't go too crazy, but
the year after I got out is whenever I forgot what company did it, but they hit 180 decibels.
Oh my god! No way.
180. Yep, and I think the record was like right around 160 whenever I left. And then literally a year after I got out, it was like 180, and I was like, "What?" That's insane.
That is nuts.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't even know how that's possible. I was like, what do they have going on? What magic did they figure out?
That's crazy.
So Anthony, tell us how you got into this hobby. Was it car stereo? What was it that brought you to this hobby?
No, so we bought this house in 2018, and I guess around COVID, like a lot of people, we started spending more time at home. I had my first child in 2019, right before COVID, and spent a lot of time watching TV with the first kid and all that kind of stuff. And we realized this wall didn't exist here, and that stair kind of like wrapped around. So this whole floor, it's the third floor of this house, was just open to the rest of the house downstairs, and we couldn't watch anything. At that time, we just had a TV soundbar kind of thing. And could not watch TV up here without every bedroom in the house hearing it. So it was just kind of a project that I started to build this wall, and then I just started getting into like soundproofing and hat channels and double layered drywall with green glue and all that kind of stuff. And then that kind of led into the home theater thing. So I really just started with soundproofing this room so I could listen to something. And then I was like, well, I did all that, so I might as well add more speakers.
Well, that's definitely different because most people, do it the opposite. So you found it through construction, basically. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Soundproofing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's actually really cool.
Did a good
So-
job though. I mean, I can enjoy the room all hours of the night, and my master is below this, and so if I really want to, I could bother my wife, but my kids, I can't bother them.
That's awesome.
That's good.
That's
good.
cool.
Good job then. So when you did this, did you like float the floor or what
So-
did you do?
The on the to-do list was to, and I just got this carpet like a week ago, because I did so many revisions and just
Mhm.
messing around with stuff. I didn't like a lot of things that I did, so which is kind of the reason I'm working on with Abe on the next one. But the floor, I was gonna do some mass loaded vinyl, and then I found a supplier here in Houston that was gonna sell me some like custom, or I don't know if it's custom, but it's like a SKU that was outdated, and they were gonna sell it to me super cheap. It's just a MLV with like a foam backing or something like that. I was gonna do that,
Oh, nice.
and I never got to it, and now I'm moving in like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So you built all this and just to
Yeah.
move. Well, I mean, you had the house since 2019, so that's a good
Yeah.
good bit of time, right? So, is the
Keep
new
having
house?
kids, so
Is
I-
that a house that's already built, or is it something that you're designing? Or
It is. It's like 30 yards from here, honestly.
oh, really?
I'm in love with the neighborhood that I'm here, and it's just we had a big project. I went through architecture, spent like $40,000, and was in the permitting process, and was having issues with that. But we finally got to the end of it, and a friend of mine in the neighborhood, they have a much bigger house here in the neighborhood, and they knew that I was about to do that, and they just came and asked if I wanted to buy theirs off market. So we kind of went and looked at it, and they were like, it's about the same amount of money. So that's what
Yeah.
we decided to do.
And there's room for a home theater, a future home theater, huh?
Yeah, it's
so you're
all
gonna build a new one quicker than Don finishes his. Probably.
we'll see.
Probably.
I am not going to make a comment. I'll be nice to Don today.
I started in 2020, and I never finished this one.
Ah, so we're on the same page.
No, you're not.
I mean, at this rate, Anthony, you'll finish before Miguel. So he built his house faster than he did his theater.
I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I called that one myself too.
Yeah. Well, he's built it multiple times, and he's like, "No, I'm
Hey,
not proud of it."
Y'all are
yet."
doing better than me. Like I said, mine's still in CAD.
So, do you have a similar space?
Abe
what's
drew
gonna
his
be the
bigger than
difference?
anyone, and it's been.
What's
sitting
going to be
on
the
paper.
difference in the new space and what you got now? Just room.
I do
Room-wise.
gain a foot of ceiling height, which would be nice. So I'll go from
That's
8 to
always good.
9. As far as layout, I got to get with Abe on some of the stuff,
Yeah.
but
That's
the
what I was
overall
just working on. Actually,
Yeah,
before
the-
the show, I was working on 3 different layouts for that floor plan.
the overall third floor is much bigger, so I do have more room to work with, but I'm also trying to put more into it. So like
Okay.
I'm trying, like, it's kind of weird. They have a closet that's like 7.5 by 21 feet in that other one, and
And
it's-
that is a weird closet.
What kind of
Yeah,
closet?
and it's got a window in the closet.
Wow.
I don't know. It's just a massive.
Probably
wasted
use it as a
space.
walk-in.
It is an oddball space.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a question about that one day when we talk.
Yeah.
I can.
There's going to be a lot of
Okay.
questions. I'm sure.
Hopefully you can walk us through. It sounds like Abe has the CAD drawing ready, but hopefully you can
Yeah.
walk us through like a normal consultation with a customer. Abe.
You want to see the floor plan?
Yeah, well, I
a
mean,
lot of pressure.
we can do that now, or we can
Whatever,
go
yeah.
ahead
Yeah, we can get into it, but let's continue, right?
It's up to you
So,
guys. I got it. I do have it up if you want to.
Let's
We
go ahead
gotta-
and
we
do it
gotta
now.
go
We're right there on the topic, so go ahead and go with it.
Oh, I
We'll
was
get
gonna
to
say
the
we gotta
movies in a
go
minute.
over the movies of the week first.
Well, let's
before Jessica
change it
falls
up. Let's
asleep.
change it up.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Because you know what, everybody came here 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late because they know the movies were coming. They knew we bullshit too much in the beginning. But now we're going to make them wait.
And just
Hey, on
so
that, I did
just
tell
so
my
you
wife
guys
before we
know-
started this.
Oh, there goes Jessica. She dropped off.
I told her,
Like, around for that.
I did
Just
tell my
so
wife
you
before we
guys
started
know-
this. It takes them at least
Yeah.
an hour and a half to get to the guests, anyways.
no, not
No,
good.
if you do, and I'm sorry we didn't ask that. If you do have a hard out, we can
No, I
you know,
don't. I
go
don't get
through. Okay,
as long as my kids don't run up the stairs in a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. And just so you guys know, I had no idea that Anthony was already working with Abe, and Abe had no idea that Anthony was coming on the show.
I had no idea. Yeah.
So
That is so great.
that
In
just
fact, for a
makes
second, I
it
was like,
fun.
Who, hey, Anthony, that's the same. I'm working with a guy named Anthony. And then, oh, that's the same person. Oh,
You're like, oh, yeah.
So-
I know my customers. I really
we
do.
got
I
our
know them
shit
very
together
well.
here, right?
well, I don't. Well, we hadn't met in person. First time I'd seen him, so that's
We're
funny.
we're only like 2 emails in.
Oh boy, man.
Well, I can.
We got two captains running the show. What's up, Scott? Man, how are you, sir? Hey, Scott, put your dimensions of your room in the chat, if you could, because we were talking about what size of the
Yeah.
Yeah, finish that
what size your
sentence.
room was.
Put your dimensions in.
I'm gonna switch screens. Put this on this side. Okay, put this on this side. Okay. Share screen.
14 by 16.
Okay.
14 by
Oh.
16 was Scott.
That's what
It's Scott's room.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I think I did this right. Is it sharing it or
On a
no?
cold night. Dude, that's why I like
Yeah. It grows a few feet when it warms up. Yeah, I hear you.
Oh man. All right. You good to go? Let me see. Pull that
Yeah.
up.
It's I hit share. It should somebody. I think somebody's got to turn it
It's
on.
there. Yeah.
There we go. I'll add it.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
All right. Y'all see it? Okay.
All right. So this is the beginning stages of Anthony's
Yes.
home theater.
Yeah. So so Anthony was nice to send me some preliminary sketches of the room because he's not moved in yet. So he sent me some pictures, and you see the pictures here. I'll start from. So then he sent me these kind of sketches. This is the layout of as it is now. You walk into this up the stairs here. There's a bathroom to the left. This is that crazy closet area. And this is just an open room. If I got that right, Anthony?
Yep.
And then it's out the porch here.
The porch needs to be closed in.
Yeah, and so the goal is that we're going to close in this porch,
Oh,
pending that we can get the, as long as that passes approval with the HOA. So that's that room. This area here is this room here. A little bit more wider angle of that room. That's the door that goes out into the patio or porch level. This is inside that long, skinny closet, which just kind of an odd space.
That's a Christmas tree space.
Yeah, and then there's the stairs coming up, and then there's that bathroom, and then that's the entrance into that closet there. So that's the room. So first thing we did, I took his sketches. Very first thing I did is I got to put it in CAD. So this one here represents the current conditions of the room. You walk up the stairs, there's the bathroom. And then from here, we're like, well, let's just see how are we going to just get the footprint of this? What are we going to do? So we came up with a couple options. I said, okay, well, here's the one that Anthony likes that I like too, is that, okay, well, when you close in that porch area, this is the theater space. This is the bedroom space. Then bathroom, got a little AV closet here, and this is just a small closet for the bedroom. Anthony, I haven't actually seen this because I was just about to send it to you before the show started. So that's kind of the option that I think would work real well. An alternative option is when you walk up the stairs, you have the bathroom, the den, and you come here. There's an entrance into the theater here. and then the bedroom here, which we can do more windows if aesthetically HOA says you got to have windows here.
Yeah.
Then maybe we have to do this one. So
the reason I kind of drew that one up was more because of the one I like the best. I would delete that big window in the middle. And
Yeah.
I just was worried about HOA approval on that issue. I'm not so worried about HOA approval on the balconies because there's a precedent set. Some other of the same similar houses have already closed theirs in.
So what about the dimensions of the one that you said that he liked, this second one? What would
this is the preferred one, right, Anthony? This is the one that you would prefer.
So what would the dimensions of the room be?
Okay, so the dimension. So this is 14.4 wide, and let me dimension. It's a new link.
About 21, something like that.
21.7. Well,
Okay.
once we actually complete the walls haven't been finalized yet. This is just very preliminary, very rough. So roughly 21 and change.
And what would the second one be? The second option.
16'4" by. Let me pull this measurement here. 19.5.
So
really,
I
I wouldn't consider that 16.4 really because of that one notch he's got drawn there. Like I can't get rid of that. It's a fireplace.
This one?
No, yeah, that I can't get rid of that.
Oh yeah, no, I knew you can't get rid of this. Yeah, this is stuck because of the fireplace that the flue for the bottom fireplace, right?
So could you make the screen wall down at the bottom, like right
that
there?
Would be. I think that's the way I would go. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean
this one.
No,
I'm talking
for that second one.
He's saying if you went with that one, where would you put the
walk into where the screen is? Basically.
Oh, screen here.
Yeah.
Seats here. Yeah. And I even thought about it. I'd probably move this door down a little bit. Maybe line off. Another option would be to line off this here.
Right.
This door here. Move this door here so I can get more of a front proscenium area. More of a.
That'll give you a little theater entrance too.
Get more theater entrance. Yeah. So there's some possibilities of just reorientating this to just make this more of a pronounced screen wall, area. I have more flexibility with what I do up here, which is
I
why
will tell you the hardest thing to overcome, Anthony, is space.
Yeah.
Right. Gaining that room, that extra room. The even though you do have the fireplace there, I understand that, but you can arrange seating and stuff around that.
Oh, I can find creative ways to conceal that and blend it into the.
Man, I tell you, just getting those extra couple feet makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
It really does.
I agree with you, and that's kind of my concern on all this. I mean, right now I'm at 15.3 by 19.8, and so all of these are similar or maybe even a little smaller. So I'm a little bit worried about that. But
what's the bed? Is this a bedroom that you need?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. I have 3 kids now. This would make that. It's already sold as a 5-bedroom house, but really it's this big space they call a bedroom. That's not really a bedroom. So this would make it a true 5-bedroom with home theater and all that. And
I would turn that den into a bedroom and make that whole thing a.
I did a layout. I did do a layout that. Well, not yet. I did a layout where I made this little tiny bedroom and made this a big theater.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's just too much.
What would that be? That would be like 30 feet deep, though, right?
Yeah, I had like the wall right here. I had like this wall, remove it.
I say that, but
Here.
my wife didn't let me take the dining room either.
I made this little.
Yeah, with 3 kids, trust me,
I got
you need 5 bedrooms.
Well, 3 plus I could have as many as 4 more.
This one is the most flexible. I like this layout the most flexible because I can put this door wherever I want it. Like I just generically place it here so I can create what I want based on what we actually end up doing. This is the one I think gives us the more option. But both of them are good plans. We can find a solution, find a good balance for either one. So it's really kind of what Anthony kind of how he's going to use the space, other uses of the space, the bedroom, the den, what works for him.
Now, is there a third option? I thought you were saying there was a third.
my third option was to use the bedroom and the theater
Oh,
together.
no.
Merge it together in one big ass room. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That might be a little too big, to be honest with you, though. I mean, I don't know. You're talking about having 7 kids, so it may not be too big.
Well,
Yeah.
I kinda-
I have 3 kids, and my 5-bedroom already feels small because they're growing really big and they're starting to need their own space. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids, and I have a 9-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 6-year-old, and I'm in a 3-bedroom right now.
So,
Oh, wow.
so typically, once I get us to the biggest question I would have next is is how many people are you looking to seat at max capacity in the theater? Because that's going to really kind of also
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
determining factor of which one we go with and how we lay out the seating arrangement. So it's going to be like the very next thing I do is drop in seats to scale.
Yeah, that's kind of the conversation I was kind of looking forward to having. So I'll give you
Yeah.
some direction, but I might be a little bit different than most people. I don't necessarily see myself ever going to home theater seating.
Oh, you're not going to do traditional theater seating?
I don't think so. I use this room, like I just kicked my family out to have this this call. Like so we use it almost every day, and we got a 14-foot white couch in there right now. So I mean that's kind of probably stick with that.
Yeah. So here's my catalog of chairs. So just to show you what like a how seats would look. Let's say if you did something like I don't know. Let's just take this one here.
That,
I like that other one on the end there.
yeah, the one on the right, I would say, or
Yeah.
yeah, that one too.
This one here.
Yeah.
So this is like 320. There's a 30, like a chaise lounge. This is just
That's-
generic seating, just so I can get a
Similar to what I have.
scale placeholder. So if I copied that and then went into here, edit, paste. Oops. Okay, let me turn this around. And I'm not the greatest CAD person. That's why I have CAD people. So just take this line off. Let me group this group. So then you can kind of get an idea of like what the seats. Let me take this off. So in this theater here, we can kind of figure out, where would we put this? So you also can see, already this row is a little too big. You don't have really much egress on the sides of the row. So we know we'd have to if we did go with this, we'd have to modify this because
Maybe cut one seat out of the middle.
you'd have to do something. You'd cut the one seat out the middle so you can easily walk around.
Why is that? Why do you need to easily walk around?
Unless you want to climb over, that's
Yeah,
fine.
he likes to jump over his couch, man. What are you
Just
talking
you'll
about?
see what I have in a minute, and you'll understand why I have that conversation.
Well, I'm going for it's like 14 inches, 15 inches of space.
That's more than I got.
But again, you can, instead of making that a 30-inch chaise, we make it a 24-inch chaise, and like the same seat as this, or we find something.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is
that
just-
would be-
Be throwing it in there just as a quick jump, what fits, and I can show you in the other
Yeah,
configuration.
put it in the other one.
Yeah,
That's a couple more feet wider, so I think it'll fit in there perfectly.
well, yeah, and there's all kind of different little seating that you can use. Let's see, where was the other one? Here. All right, let me actually I want to take that off. And let me flip this, rotate. Okay, I need to take that off. All right, so let's say
We're
we put
seeing
this-
live theater design right now.
look at that. Take that off.
Look
So,
at
yeah,
that.
you have a little
Person
bit-
can even
and
sit
with
right
this-
next to the fireplace right there.
There you go.
Nice.
You can sit here, warm your legs up.
It's not actually a fireplace. It's just where the fireplace
Well,
chimney goes.
yeah, it's just
Oh, like
to block
the
out
chimney.
where the flue is from the other one. That's true. But that could kind of work, or we can bring it a little closer. If we're just doing one row, now if we're doing multiple rows, then we've got to build a platform. That gets into like how many people we're looking to put in this theater. That's the other big question. So like if we did have to do a second row, then we have to we have to put that on a platform. And probably what I would do is do it like something like that. I'm just shot in the dark here, just trying to figure out that, just to get an idea. Yeah, see, it's a little too much. We'd have to go with some smaller seating in the front, or maybe some small chairs or something. But anyway,
One thing I am jealous of on any one of these floor plans
Oh.
is that there's a bathroom upstairs, which is right there. You know,
right there, yeah.
yeah. So that's fantastic. You know, because I mean, I got to walk all the way across the other side of my house to go to the bathroom.
Maybe do something like that. Bring it a little bit farther away from the wall, so you're a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it
And
depends. Yes, it depends.
the other-
We got to pick seating next, and then how many seats, then place it and massage it. But this just kind of roughly shows you to scale, like, you know, what's possible. And like right here now, you've got a little bit more egress right there. But if this is the back row, you really just need to get to it. You know.
Yeah. My answer, just so we could do this live, I guess, would be I'm most likely one row kind of guy, just kind of that
Oh, okay.
couch
So
kind
even
of
easier. Yeah.
situation. I sit we use it like as our primary watching anything kind of room. So you'll see what I have here, and I think
What type of screen are you thinking of? Like a 16:9? Do you watch TV shows or do you watch movies?
I'd like to go bigger than I have right now, which is my issue with the wall space that I have. But I watch everything, and I have a 240 screen now.
Screen.
And I really think about. I have a 150 diagonal 240 right now.
You guys remember this curved screens? Oh my God, what happened to those?
Oh god.
Gone with the wind.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's say if we pick this 120 here.
I think he
He
has
just
a
said he
150.
wanted a
He
150.
has a 150.
I have a 150. I'd like to go bigger.
Well, yeah, it'll be kind of depend on your viewing angle. Here's a 120. I know I have a 150 somewhere.
150 240.
Yeah, it's around here somewhere. 130. That was a 143. Yeah. That's funny. I just used a 150 the other day. Oh, there it is. 150. Edit,
That's
copy. Boom. Edit, paste. All right. So then I'm going to take this screen here, copy it. I'm going to flip it. Flip it. Take that off. And I'm going to take that and that. And we can put that baby right there. So,
Yeah, he's got plenty of room.
not quite in the center, but
170.
yeah. Oops. I gotta put up. The brackets didn't go with it. Let me move the brackets onto it.
Yeah, you took.
What
the
I need to do
brackets
is find
off.
the midpoint of that wall. And just do this for a second.
Now you guys see, live theater design, and see what it takes. Why it takes the amount of time, and the why it costs the amount of money that it does.
Okay, so there's the screen.
I would have
right
been done
there.
already. I'd have been like, I'm just going to.
I would have been like, man, just put that stuff in a 2x4. Man.
So I can show you. So this is a quick down and dirty. I'll show you a sight line, so we can see what the viewing angle is from just rough. And then we'll do a viewing
It'll be
angle.
about a 40 some degree, maybe.
Yeah, let me see.
40, man. That's a 30 if you're lucky.
But from that far
42.
back, 42.
Oh,
Look at
you're-
me.
Oh, I should have said we should have had a guess and see what it was.
Yeah, if you were, I'm thinking just one angle, not both of
Yeah.
them.
Well, and again, that's based on where the seating position is now. If we
Yeah,
move
move
it
closer
a
for
little bit,
sure.
a little bit a little bit more for shit. Undo that. Let's say we move this. Okay, another foot, and then redraw it.
Okay.
And again,
Now
I'm
you're probably looking closer to 50, right? I think
Yeah.
it's going to be around 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we could get around 50, I think that would be fine. You don't want to overly saturate it, but 50 is a good comfortable. That's 44, so we could go a little closer, or we could go a bigger screen.
We'll
Yeah.
go
I
bigger
think
screen,
we
man.
fill the wall for sure.
Fill the wall. There we go. How big is the wall?
What projector are you
Fill
going
up
to be
the
using,
wall.
though?
It
The
sounds like you're.
projector I have is the same one Scott Newby's got.
Oh, the 3000?
7,000.
Oh, the 7000. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
brightness.
Oh
He
yeah,
got
you got
lumens.
you.
And that's going with this room.
It's
If we
got
go with
6,000 lumens in that projector.
if we go in
so
this
you're
room,
good.
we might this screen actually probably more appropriate for this room. Like the 150 will probably fit better in here.
Mhm.
This room we can go a little wider. This room we may not be able to fit anything bigger than the 150 or 160. So it's going to depend which one of these rooms we pick. But this actually works out pretty good. I mean, if you're just doing one row, this is fine, you know. But the other issue is that I probably would want to change this door over here, move this door here, so I can build out the screen wall just a little bit, so we can start to have some depth for
As
speakers.
long as those
and
aren't
all that.
load bearing beams right there, you probably
Yeah.
could do that, right?
That's some of the questions I have, and I do have some quotes coming in for closing and balconies. Hopefully by tomorrow. I talked to them today. But
I like this room the best because I can build out the screen wall, so we can have, if we want to go crazy with subwoofers, we've got the depth in this one to create a screen wall, a facade wall that we can put the screen in. You know, just
If you move the door, you have the same
in
depth.
your
It's a
theater.
better-
We'd have a screen wall coming across here, you know, and then we can hide everything behind the screen wall.
I'm a bad influence. If you move the door, you got the same depth on the other side.
Yeah. So that, like, this would be your depth behind the screen. You know, I'm just arbitrarily, but you know, that's 2'3". We can flush mount the screen into like an aperture mount into this wall here, put all their speakers and everything right behind it, and have a lot of fun because we got a lot of flexibility here. So this has got some benefits. This we have to be a little bit more tight in what the equipment we choose, how we design it, with the door placement, a couple other things. So there's pros and cons to both of these, but both will work, especially with only one row seats. So I'm good with either one of them. This, I think, it has more stuff we can do with it. You know,
Oh, you're the engineer. You come on. What are you thinking?
Oh, I got a million ideas on the
Yeah.
the middle platform option 3. I would take and move the door over to the right as much as you can. Take that closet, because the closet doesn't have to be that big, and put it in the bottom right of the bedroom on that option 3 plan. Widen that theater. Since he just wants a one row, then you could make that even wider, because you could get another foot or 2 feet wide on that one, and then just take the seat and move it, you know, a couple feet off the back wall, and then you could go a gigantic screen.
That's not a bad idea. I see what you're saying.
okay. I missed that one, but I'll have to.
So basically,
on this one?
yeah, on that one, take that closet right there, put
This
it
one?
in the bottom right of the bedroom.
This here?
Yeah, that closet
here?
would go in the bottom. Yeah, and then move the door over that enters that
This one?
to where it's just not that one, but the one that enters the bedroom.
The
That
bedroom.
door would move over as far as you can.
Yeah.
You
okay.
know, to the right, to where, you know.
Oh, you
whenever
want to just widen this whole thing out?
Yeah, exactly. Widen that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
you could take that damn friggin' screen and put the seats back a little bit. You'd have plenty of egress on the left and right. Make that a gigantic screen. You know, meet all your needs.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
more of a
it is
square at that
possible to do-
point,
It is.
though.
Well,
Yeah, I was trying to
you're
avoid
going to
square,
cut off
sure.
the bedroom space, and then if you
Well, as
rotate
long
it-
as it's a decent, you know, 11 by 12 or whatever, and it'll still sell on.
it's possible,
You know.
but then we're dealing with a room that's more.
The other thing is you got to make sure that
more
wall
square than
load bearing
rectangular.
too, right? That's the other
Yeah.
thing. Make sure that wall's not load bearing, because if it is, you got it's going to cost a shit ton of money to move that wall.
Well, yeah.
That's
Well,
all the
that's-
things we've got to figure out
yeah.
that we haven't.
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
determined
exactly.
yet.
None
There
of
was-
this means anything.
There was one contingent plan that I sent Abe that was like, if I get into this and then somebody quotes me $200,000 to move this wall and close the balcony in, it's still a plan for a home theater, but sacrificing that whole den space and doing a tiny little bedroom or maybe no bedroom at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we didn't
agree.
look at that one.
yeah. If so, where's the porch at essentially? Where's the beginning?
It's right
of that?
here.
Now, if you're
It's
worried
that
about
the porch space.
resale, that is an option that you could do. Is instead of like make it fully a dedicated theater, right? And make the closet a decent sized closet to where
Yeah.
all your equipment and stuff goes in that closet. But that would literally be the bedroom whenever you go to resell it. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
that's kind of the way it is already. Like it's not
Yeah.
really a bedroom, but they call it a bedroom. It's
Yeah, yeah. As
Yeah.
long as you can list it as a
Mhm.
bedroom, you're
Yeah.
A-okay. And basically, people could just see, oh, they took the bedroom and made it a theater. Okay, because all it
Yeah.
has to do is have egress, a closet, and a place to put a bed.
I
in
think,
my opinion,
yeah.
the way these are sold is kind of ludicrous because if you call it 5 bedrooms and they go see one of them is not really a bedroom, but is kind of considered a bedroom, then it just kind of like confuses people. And I kind of thought doing something like this and actually having a legitimate bedroom would probably be better for like resale and all that kind of stuff.
Well, but so when it comes to that, it's not what it is. It's getting them in there and being able to put the price. That's
Right,
what,
yeah.
when it comes to real estate, it doesn't matter what it actually is. If it says and it's legally marked as a 5 versus a 4, that's a total different tax bracket and it's a total different amount of heads that get to walk in and see it. That's all that matters. Beyond that, doesn't matter what it's used for whenever you're actually there.
That's true, but
No,
if
that
I
is
needed a
valid.
5-bedroom and I went and looked at a 5-bedroom house like this, I'd be like, well, it's not really a 5-bedroom.
Yeah, but you would have already looked, and depending on
Yeah.
what else is out there, you may or may not, you know.
Hey, you don't have to go crazy on that right
Yeah,
now.
no, I'm just looking. While
Yeah.
y'all were talking, I was just thinking. So
He's
Anyway.
Right, but
He's
this
doing it,
is
yeah.
the thought process, right?
if you need random engineered ideas, yeah, hit me
Yeah.
up, babe.
mean,
there's good potential for both of them. I mean, and it's definitely up to you, Anthony. Like, you know, if we need to keep a bedroom in here and a den, I mean, this works.
Yeah,
Both
the
of
only
these-
thought process of why I liked that one so much, it just seemed to
Which
go
one, this
together
one?
pretty well. Yeah, and it just seemed to go together well. It seemed like I don't need that big window in the front that's stupid, and then
Yeah.
the den is actually something I could throw a couch and
Yeah.
kind of like I have this little space here that I'm in right now, and it's just like my office, and there's a couch in here. I can pull it out.
And
for
you can
guests
do
when they
something
do stuff.
creative, man. You can put a couple, you know, like a little movie poster. What are those
Yeah.
movie boards? The right here. You can do a little marquee over the entrance to the theater.
That also gives me a ability to remodel that bathroom and make it a little bigger. Because if you see what I have, I just remodeled the bathroom in my home theater now, and I'm kind of in love with it. But
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the only thing about having a separate theater and bedroom is with the kids and stuff. That's a big factor.
So the question I have is,
space.
you know, you can stagger stud that bedroom, but
Yeah.
you know, once you start getting that base there, you're not gonna, if you got a kid in that bedroom at 8
Oh yeah,
o'clock,
that's
you're not using that theater past
that's
8
the
o'clock.
no sleep bedroom. Yeah.
yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I know that's like I'm not in that situation now, but them being connected, I don't think it's gonna.
Right.
We
Either
can
one.
do the best we can, but it's not gonna stop.
Here
it.
you got a little bit of a buffer.
I mean,
but
that's
still.
the in-laws' bedroom when they come and spend the night. You know what I mean?
That's the short term. Yeah, that's for all the guests. Like,
Maybe the
Yeah.
oldest child that'll never sleep. You just rock
Yeah.
out with me and go to sleep whenever.
There you go.
yeah,
there you
that's a
go.
possibility there too. Yeah.
I do like Paul's idea of the other side and then bringing that door over, but it does make it more of a square figure at that point. so.
Yeah, that's my only thing that cheeses me a little bit is I'm not a big fan of square shaped theaters. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Main reason is because of modal issues that
Right,
it
exactly.
creates. But
I just like the more space in this.
I agree with you
the
and
second
Paul.
option.
Yes, you do get more space. You get bigger screen, and if we and I've been forced into lots of square theaters where we had to find solutions to balance the modal issues, and it works out just fine. So there are solutions. So I agree with Paul. You could do that as well. I mean, you lose space in the bedroom, but if you're willing to give that up, we can grow this an extra foot or so.
It would be a small closet, basically. I don't think he'd lose the room in the bedroom per se, but the closet would shrink.
Yeah, well, like I said, we did like that, and I take that. And
Yeah, I would put that
I'm
in
just
the
gonna
bottom right of the bedroom.
rotate this here like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
I'm going
things that-
down and dirty here, but just
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
we might be encroaching on the whole wife acceptance factor when it comes to
well
this. But
that and you know what? Do not underestimate the wife
Yeah,
acceptance
that
factor.
again. Yeah, this is just the just the
Yeah.
CAD talking right now.
Yeah, we're just
It has
we're just
nothing to
moving
do
lines
with-
around. You know,
I mean, you got kid factor,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got wife factor, you got
there's a lot.
One of
Bring
the-
her up here. Let's talk to her. Now,
one of the primary reasons we're moving to this house is all the bedrooms have these big walk-in closets and everything, and that was kind of the idea behind the one that I said that I liked the most was the closet and the bedroom size were at least
Yeah.
getting close to the other kind of sizes that the other bedrooms
Mhm.
are, and so it was kind of like cohesive, I guess. It didn't seem like an afterthought bedroom that.
well, I
It
mean,
was just that
since you're doing one row, it makes the other option can definitely work. If you're trying
Yeah.
to cram 2 rows into that and into the what was it like 16 feet, it becomes tough.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just everybody people always say that they
You
don't
could do it in this
they
one.
don't
You could do 2 rows in this one.
It's going to be tight.
I always hear people say that people never use the second row, or it's like
Mhm.
like an afterthought and the audio's not as good, or it's just
Look,
like
I got
Well,
3 people in my house.
With 3 kids, they use the back.
I'm
row.
telling you, I got 3 people in my house. Well, with my son, I got 4 people in my house. We use the second row all the time. My mother-in-law actually likes to use the second row versus the first.
right.
row.
Yeah,
but that's also because you only have 3 in the front or 4 in the front. I don't
That's
know. how
probably
many.
where all your modal issues are, and there's no base back there. She's probably like, "Yeah, I like it back here compared to."
No, actually, there's more bass back there.
More base than
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
There's more bass back there.
Oh well, maybe she's.
I don't know.
She
It might
sits
be
in
a thought. It might be a thought that I could change my mind for sure, and it would be nice to have the space to do it if I wanted to.
She sits in the corner seat right next to the subwoofer. So
Yeah, we wouldn't use shays obviously for the front end, but just to give you an idea that you could fit 2 rows, but the front row would be smaller seating, or it'd be less. So that say if we, or
No
I
chase
should
on
show
the
this
back.
with regular seating,
No
but this is
shades
not.
either way. Yeah. you
do a
could
bar in the back too.
Yeah.
Now
Let me
you're
bring
gonna
in
get
it. Let me bring in it. Let me just bring in a.
Now I'm gonna. Now I'm definitely gonna come judge I judge the theater on how cool the bar is.
Copy.
We've heard the $1 million theater, so it's like okay.
Yeah, can we drink the $1 million liquor?
I got the spinning donut. Okay. Okay.
You're gonna be so mad. I hope you're not hitting save on this.
No.
So you can revert. Okay. I was gonna say you're gonna be doing all that. God dang it, Don. You made me freaking do like 4 billion edits on the.
That would suck.
Hey.
Yeah.
Send the change order to Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He charges by the click, by the way.
Yeah, so you could do, like I said, just using traditional theater seats. You could do that, and then or even let me ungroup this. You could cancel out this. Ungroup. You don't want to ungroup, do you? Yeah. Oh, it's a block. So, but say you could do 3 seats in the front, so 4 in the back, 3 in the front, if you wanted to. Let me. In fact, let me just explode this. Explode it. Explode. They don't want to explode. Oh well.
You ran out of memory there, man.
I think I did.
Yeah. I think the demo of this is over before we give it a bad name.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to show you could do 2 rows in this one. All right. I will turn this off now.
I use Autodesk Fusion, not the CAD. I use the 3D modeling.
Yeah, my cat's in. Yeah, if it's doing too much, it's trying to
you got
carry.
a pretty good machine to run some of that.
CAD library is impressive.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. That's 25 years of CAD stuff. Just like keep on just dumping it into this one model space. I've got if you buy projector CAD block library, I've got like three gun CRT Runco projectors in there. It's kind of crazy.
So
Old
how you
school.
liking that Epson, Anthony?
I love it, man. I'm absolutely in love with it. Like
So you have the middle of the line of their.
no, I have the 10,000 lumen projector.
Oh, so you got the
Yeah.
monster.
You got the big
Yeah.
one.
The 7, yeah. The
I made sure to
that-
hit say no to save, otherwise I would have been screwed.
Oh God.
I got
Yeah.
I got a really good deal on that and Panamorph Alpha Pro and
Oh shit!
Mad VR. I
That-
had that already, and
That
It's,
is on steroids,
Okay,
man.
you ain't playing
I
around.
got lucky as hell on all that. I had a
Well, that Panamorph
Sony-
was like $20,000 retail.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a Sony 7000 ES from ImWave. I think the second one, and so got a good deal with that,
Mhm.
the demo thing, and then had a warranty issue, and this was I guess like October last year or something like that. I had Chris Deering come to do a calibration and found out that I was letting like no output out of it, no light output out of it that I should have. So sent it in with his reports and stuff like that on his advice, and they sent me all the money I paid for it, and then found just a hell of a deal on AVS forums where he packaged the projector and the Panamorph Alpha Pro together, and
Wow.
yeah, it was super cheap. Like I have almost no money yet. So yeah, it's been crazy good. I cannot go back to less.
Yeah, because I think that's like a $30,000 projector or so.
Yeah, with the Epson lens and then the Panamorph Alpha Pro, it was a hell of a deal.
Wow.
Are you using that one in the new theater?
Because that's
Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere.
that would
I
be
just
that
got it.
would-
I've only had it for like 3-4 months set up. I think
retail. I
Wow.
think for those two together would probably be close to 50,000.
I think I had like 60. I think. Well, yeah, I think I was thinking with the Mad VR, but I also bought the Mad VR like it's a
Okay.
used Mark 1 Pro. I bought it used on AVS Forum Marketplace for like $3,500.
That's a
The
good
first
price because they
generation?
were 15,000 when they first came out.
Yeah, this is a Pro version, so I mean, it was
Is it the first generation?
yeah, first old one. I
Okay,
I
yeah.
always preach to everybody on there like I don't know what I'm missing.
Yeah.
I
By the
don't-
way, the Synology 528 rack fits that perfectly for a custom rack
Yeah,
shelf.
the cover.
yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll find the exact model because I installed quite a few of those first generations, and we had to find a rack shelf because at the time Mad VR hadn't made a rack shelf yet, so we found that the Synology NAS drive unit, the 520, fit it perfectly, and
Oh,
so
wow.
that's what we use. I just happened to remember that.
It looks pretty square. I'll show you in a minute. It's right next to
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
But-
Man, well, I'm glad to hear you found a fantastic deal on those two because
And I don't know. There's some magic with the 10,000 lumens, and I do ALR screens. I have always. And I did do a white screen for a while. I had like that Valerian Max that I bought while I was in warranty with the Sony, and that was really impressive. But it did not work with the ALR screen at all. Like it was terrible. So I had to get a white screen to replace it with.
that is correct, sir.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it'll.
using all the pixel light from the pixels.
Yep. You're not broadcasting black bars, so you
Right.
gain about a third. Technically not a third, but that's what they say. Your black bars on the top.
I think
onto all the
for-
pixels, the chipset.
For me, the biggest advantage is not having the light spill on the wall. I mean, I guess if you could do it with like velvet and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
mine's just a painted wall. And before I had the Panamorph, I had a Panamorph with my Sony, just the regular Panamorph Alpha, and I knew that was part of the deal. That's why I jumped on that deal, is because he had the Panamorph Alpha Pro, and I was going to sell my Alpha, and I did sell it, so it was part of the money back. But the light spill coming off the wall and just staying on the screen just made everything better. It wasn't necessarily the screen getting brighter. It was just that you didn't have that wash.
So
The
what?
immediate
Running
contrast.
the laser at on your projector now?
100% all the time. Why would you do
Oh
anything?
shit!
He's like, I'm watching a LED, boy.
He's burning
100
holes
video.
in that freaking screen, man.
I mean, it does, like, I know the video wall thing is coming and all that kind of stuff, but it does give you, like, I mean, I as long as you have like, I turn the lights on full brightness in there, and it's
I
like a
can't even
TV.
tell. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, so
Hey, you're running 10,000 lumens.
it didn't feel, you know, like with the Sony, I was always like trying to creep the lights down until somebody complained, you know, like just trying to find as much as I can, and then I enjoy it completely dark when I'm by myself or something like that. But most of the people in my family doesn't want to sit in the dark,
So
even
I'm
though
over
when the
here.
screen's on, it's like bright in the room anyway. But
Last week we were talking about me possibly picking up a Barco, and I'm over here trying to figure out how I can get more light output of the in the NZ8. And I'm listening to some podcasts and people talking about how they're now double stacking their projector. You know, like back in the old days.
That's what we used to do in the old days, double stack,
Right.
because you
So,
had to get
I
the
listened to DJ's podcast the other day, and his Takeover Tuesday, and his projector guy's got a double stack working right now, and he says it looks phenomenal for HDR. So instead of me buying a $60,000 Barco, I was online looking for a used NZ8 the other day to see if I could mess around to double
And
stack.
just stack it, right?
Yes, that'll
Oh
put me
my
up to
God.
about 6,000 lumens.
I guess you could. I mean, yeah.
go
How
to
you gonna
10.
mount it?
So my projector, I mean I have the box. I could literally just mount a mount to the bottom of the box.
Well, they make a double stack mount.
Yeah.
Chief does. Well, several, and so does DT Display Technology. That you can probably.
I just want
But you
somebody.
need high ceilings for that.
I'm willing to because mine just sits on a shelf. I want to take this. I since Chuck's in here, I was thinking about this. Chuck's got the same NZ8 as I do. I want to take this and make a 3-hour trip with my projector just to see what it'll look like.
You know, I think Mr. Long had a projector, a JVC that's not doing nothing, sitting in his closet that we took down. But I think that was an NZ9, right? NZ8 or NZ9.
Hey, I could double stack that for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm inviting myself to Chuck's house, but I know he has an NZ8, and I could just set that thing up on a stand, and we could pixel align it to whatever his is. And
I think that's probably the biggest problem with that is that you're gonna keep aligning it.
yes, yeah. Once you bump it, yeah.
I
Once
think
you
need
bump
like
it,
open
they
up
gotta reset
a
it.
nice
Once
can
once
worm.
the bass hits it too.
Once your
There's
subwoofer
special
shakes
equipment,
it,
yeah, but as far as
First time
aligning
you
it,
watch any of your movies, Don, yeah, you have to realign it after the movie.
yeah, pretty much.
I just want to try it. I want to see what it looks like. You know, why not?
Yeah,
Why-
just use your DCR lens and your Lumigen, man. You'll be just fine.
Yeah, I still got a DCR lens in the box that I haven't.
two
put on.
NZ8s or one Barco. You know which
Uh,
one has which one's
I'd save myself about since the one's already paid for, I'm saving myself 60 grand.
Yeah.
So no, but man, that sounds phenomenal. That setup that you have, Anthony. I think we're gonna have to get a copyright strike. Like I don't
Oh, yeah.
care. I want to see what it looks like.
No, you are not getting a copyright strike on my channel.
I was,
you can stop streaming to your channel.
That's gonna be one too many strikes.
You can stop streaming to your channel. We'll go to my channel.
I already
don't
got
care.
2 for the year. The last one, they're gonna take my channel for a week.
I was super worried about the purchase and losing contrast or any of that kind of stuff. So I was on a job in Tampa and went to Youth Man's house when he had his. So I was on one of those videos for that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, when he
So
did
it's
all
all
the Jennifer
there.
Gala, when he did all the Jennifer Gala content.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I actually leaving his house, I was kind of I was a little bit put off by it. His room, I don't know, it's just the screen wasn't set up well for it. Just having a white screen, it had that really thick weave, and then that the brightness really showed his weave and the screen really well, and it it kind of made me lean against getting it.
So
when I was at his house.
well, we'll find out. But did you go with like a gray or a silver screen?
Well, I have this ALR. I have a Seymour ALR, and I've had it since the Sony, because it's always been my kind of motivation not to be stuck in the dark. Like, so I've been chasing that kind of thing.
And that's what I thought too. I thought about adding just the middle of the run Epson to my lineup, and then like watching sports, I could get 6,000 lumens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like
just-
I said, we
just
use
switch
this
back and forth
room
between
all the
projectors.
time. I watch football. I want to use it almost like a living room. You know, we spend every day in it. So like,
I
that's
was
where I wanna
shocked to see how many hours I put on my projector. I mean, my wife had it on the other day, which I'm so happy that she's using the theater. She called me like twice the other day to try to get the theater on, to use it and everything else while I was at work, and I didn't answer the phone, and she was able to get it working using like 3 or 4 different remotes, and got it going. I was so happy that she was able to use it, and she forgot to turn the projector off. Luckily, I have it set for a 3-hour timer. So just because if I fall asleep or whatever while I watch a movie, I just don't want to burn it. But it does go dark, right? The projector goes dark because the Apple TV will turn off. Everything else will turn off on its own. But I looked at my hours, and I started using this about this time last year, and I got about 600 hours on that projector.
Wow.
So I've put some time in. That's what I said. I'm enjoying movies, guys. So I got about now. Some of it is sleep time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Probably about 40 hours of sleep time on that thing. Just falling asleep. But yeah.
How long do you actually think you're going to keep that projector? Like,
I think it'll probably go the next iteration of JVC.
so why do you care about the hours at all?
I don't.
Like, yeah.
I don't.
I think even with Sony, I had 2,500 or something like that on it when I sent it in for warranty. Like, I just don't care. Like,
I was just curious because, like I said, I know I fall asleep watching it, and the fact that she left it on, you know what I mean? Just let me just see how many hours is on it, So, but yeah, no, I mean, maybe it's 50 or 75 hours of just sleep time on it, but I don't know, because like I said, if I fall asleep, if I don't touch the Apple TV and it stops playing, the Apple TV will go off, and then the projector will go dark. So it goes into dark mode.
And sometimes if you don't set it JVC, you got to tap that thing twice, right, for it to go off.
I had it on a 2-hour timer. I had it on a 2-hour timer, but some of the longer movies, I'd have to get up and get the remote real fast so it wouldn't cut the projector off.
Oh, that's weird. It doesn't.
Anthony, that screen is a Seymour screen. Is a woven, right? It's a woven screen.
No, I have a micro perf, and that's the only thing I don't like about the screen is the micro perf. I wish I could get the Stewart ultra perf on some of this, but I really like
Stewart that you have.
A Seymour. It's it's like their ambient Visionaire wide. That was a long process. I was like the first customer to have that screen with the really thin bezel that I have.
Okay. It's a micro perf. It's a perforated screen.
Yeah, it's a micro perf.
Yeah. Now Stewart, I do like Stewart's micro perf, but the ultra perf is really good too. But I wish Stewart had, like, I got samples. I'm crazy into that stuff. I'm at more video side than audio probably, but the Stewart just doesn't have a screen that's this wide of viewing angle with low gain. Like I have Phantom Haler samples and stuff like that, but that's like 1.1 gain. This is like, I think they rate it at 0.8, but it's really like 0.6 gain.
About what's that other Severson? Severson's a good screen. And there's another one called Dream Screen.
Yeah, I haven't got those samples yet, but I've been into XY screens. I got like several full screen things that I've tried. I've ordered some of the Chinese screens, like full materials I could throw in there.
I know Dream Screen's supposed to be a high
There's just like
quality
a lot,
weave.
a lot of the ALR issues I don't see with this. Like there's no speckle or any of that kind of stuff. There is like if I throw a full field white, you can tell the brightness drop off on the edges and stuff like that. But as far as the images, I can't see that at all. So the only issue I have with this is microperf.
Yeah, but that really pertains to off axis. Okay, like if we did a uniform one gain, you should be fine in that room because you're not that far off axis.
It's just the help with the black levels when you have any ambient light and stuff like that. It's just that like I seriously can watch, like I was just in there with my daughter before this, and
Well, you could do Firehawk.
Firehawk has the same issue though. It's a positive gain screen, and it actually with the same, like I've thrown up half screens of the and everything like that, and it's just with any light on there or even in the dark, its black performance is about the same as like a woven white 0.7. Like it just doesn't really help that much. It's a positive gain screen. So
Yeah, you're looking for the black levels to.
Yeah,
I mean,
Epson,
you're gonna
probably
need
needs that help a little bit. I don't know, but it's just nice when you have some light and you're not chasing that pure black room. Like we can watch it, and when I turn the room off, it's nice sitting in a dark room if you want that.
You could go up in gain. You could go up in gain if that's the case. You could do
when you go up in gain and you turn the lights off, things get worse.
Well, then you got to balance your projector out. Yeah, you're gonna have to give and take no matter which way you go. Like if you're trying to create a both environment, something's got to give.
So like, what do I need the gain for if I have 400 nits on the screen?
It's foot Lamberts what you have to measure on the screen. It's not how powerful your projector is. It's the reflectance off the screen and your on axis and your off axis viewing. That's going to be what you're looking at. So that's where you have to balance the lumen output of the projector, the gain of the screen, the size of the screen, and the foot Lamberts that are calculated on the screen. So there's several things you need to look at to really treat. And then also, what is the ambient light level in the room? Yeah. And I've got a program, and we can look at that, and I can get numbers at least to what you're doing now, so we can have some type of baseline.
Yeah.
But just
and look, I know what you're doing there. You're trying to use the light gaining, the ambient light rejecting screen to help you with your black levels, right? Your and stuff like that. So, I mean, when I first purchased, I purchased the SI Black Diamond. So I have a full 135 Black Diamond put together in my garage. That's just sitting there that I chose not to use over because I wanted a bigger screen. So I understand.
I haven't seen that one at all. What do you think about it? I just didn't. I passed it over.
Do they perf the Black Diamond? I don't think they.
I haven't looked at it.
I don't think they perf the Black.
I don't think they
Black Diamond first.
We have to look at it and see. I don't recall if they perf the Black Diamond.
The issue between your gray screens and your white screens. Gray screens, just in general, you're going to get deeper black level, but you get robbed of a little bit of contrast. Your reds are not quite as popping, so you sacrifice just a little contrast for black level when you go with a gray screen. Use a white screen, you've got great contrast, vivid colors, but you have to have complete darkness to get black level. The minute you start adding ambient light, depending to a point, then you start washing out your gray level. So that's the difference. So in my most pure video files, we want color accuracy. So we're going to go with a white screen. Every studio post-production uses a Studio Tech 130 G3 is their mastering screen.
That's exactly what I got.
Every studio does.
That's a great screen. Yeah, it's awesome. But
because for color accuracy, but they say you have to have control light. That's the trade-off between your whites and your gray screens and the different gain screens. But yeah, it all depends on just the room, ambient light in the room, size of the screen, foot Lamberts on the screen. So there's some factors there.
Yeah, like I said, the whole idea behind the couch and all that kind of stuff is just that it's not a single purpose for me.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, we'll follow. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna follow your lead. We're gonna look at it and just, I'll provide the data and then we can just look at which one
Right.
works best for your setup. So yeah, that's cool, man. It's all about finding because you're gonna be using it on a daily basis. We gotta make sure it's right for that. Absolutely. I'm just
Oh,
right here.
sitting over here looking at the Black Diamond screen.
They don't perf for that one. They don't for
Yeah.
sure.
They don't perf that one. Yeah.
That's a Texas-based company. I would have definitely gone with them if I
And
could.
they don't. They don't. I don't know if they first came out. They didn't have it in a motorized version. It was only a fixed screen.
It was a fix. Yeah. Now it's not fixed anymore like
I
that.
think they've come out with a way to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going from old information. But yeah, I would say probably my two favorite screens are the Studio Tech 130 G3 or G4. Now, the Firehawk G3 in that. I haven't warmed up too much to the Harmony yet. On the fence on that one. I've seen it some good applications of it, but I'm not that big. I still prefer a microprayer for Studio Tech.
From what I can, from what I can get from the samples I've had and all that kind of stuff, the Firehawk would be my second choice for sure. And they have the Ultra Perf, and so in some of these designs, I'm a little bit worried about like losing some of the screen room if we go closer and stuff like that. Like I'm already just annoyed by the microperf as it is. Like if I go back 1 foot, it's not quite as bad. But really, I like to be closer. So,
Well, that's a good segue. Let's take a look at and see what you're looking at, how you're looking right now.
Right.
So yeah, no, I mean, you got 10,000 lumens thrown at that,
That's what
man.
I'm thinking.
You're gonna see the bump on the ass of a ladybug.
You got a lot more horsepower than you need for the rooms we're looking at. I mean, just good. Nothing wrong with it, but
hey,
that's a
if
lot
you
of
got
horsepower.
it, you might as well flaunt it.
Yeah.
And
Don, do I close out of the desktop, or what do you want?
No,
me to do?
you're good. Don't just
yeah,
we'll
once
just-
you connect, you can mute the desktop.
Okay.
So that, well,
Oh,
you're
it's-
far away, but just mute it
It's
so we
it's
don't
gonna
get any
switch my
feedback.
headphones. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, and then you can connect on your phone, and we'll add you to the stage. And
man,
He runs at 100%.
do you have YouTube or can you access YouTube on your projector?
I don't think he can hear you anymore.
Not yet. He's
yeah,
not
he
on yet.
switched to his
He
phone.
switched
Oh,
over.
maybe he can play one of your early 4K videos that you were trying to color grade.
What are you talking about?
Ike's got
Oh.
some 4K videos that he can color grade
Oh, there you go.
that he can maybe check out.
Yeah, check out his PC. A lot of color.
And then you can
Can you hear me
rotate-
all right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you good.
You can rotate your camera, your phone.
Yep. There you go.
There we go.
There we are.
Yeah.
So that's my little mini rack.
Go check it out.
Nice.
Kind of hard to see. but-
K-Skate.
Yeah, we got like a 4-bay Synology NAS. Blu-ray player hasn't been turned on in 3 years. Arvolution, Kaleidoscape, Stratos C in the server.
Hey man, that Blu-ray player, you could probably make some money on that thing. That things are hot right now. People
Are they
to buy
really?
new. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're selling for like $1,000 for a
Yeah.
$300 Blu-ray player.
Mhm.
Really? It's not the high end one. It's like the 920 or
the
820 or
three-
whatever.
The $200 or $300 ones are selling.
Which one
for
is that? A
like
Sony? Is
$1,000.
that the 800?
No,
M2?
it's the
Panasonic.
Panasonic 820.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
God.
I'd probably get
High
about
end.
$400-500 for it.
Yeah.
Wow. Eh,
Don't sell it right now.
Hey, your
just
Sony
hold
has
it.
a disc drive, or is the one without a disc? Your PlayStation.
it has a disc. I think. Actually, no, it doesn't. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I don't ever use it.
I got a custom rack shelf for a Sony PlayStation with a disc, but that I don't need. I was trying to find a place to get rid of it.
Actually, some of the neighborhood kids turn that on. I think it's overheating. Maybe a fan's turned off or something like that.
Mhm.
The Denon A10H is pretty new to me. and then the
Okay.
old Mad VR on the bottom.
Yeah, there you go.
There we
There it
go.
is.
So how's the Denon? Does it cook inside of there?
No, I have not had any problems.
Wow.
But I
Yeah,
mean, it's
that's
open on the side, and
Strato
Yeah.
3 with a Terra 8 Terra.
right. Yeah, I told myself I'd never buy a Kaleidoscape, and then AVS forum somebody sold the Strato C for $1,500, and I got a good deal on the server, so I was like, all right, I'll do
Heck yeah.
it.
I
Now you
love it.
won't. Now you
now
don't
you
use
will
your
never
Blu-ray
get
player.
rid of it.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can get it. A second. A little brighter in here, maybe. Camera's kind of dark. As you can see, it's kind of a dark screen.
Mm-hmm.
Second. And I'm in remote
That's the Seymour
remote hill.
screen,
That is a
What-
Seymour screen.
and that's acoustically transparent.
Yep.
That's the okay. But you say that's the perforated one.
It is microperf. Yep.
Micro. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's just you can detect the microperf, and I guess you can't see it on the camera. I can't see it on my phone anyway. But
What size is that one?
150 scope.
Okay.
Then I
How
have
far back are you from that one?
my seat is around
13 to 14 feet. Yeah.
yeah, well, I think like 12 to 13 maybe. The room is 19.8.
All right. So you're
And,
about 45, 50 degree viewing angle right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds similar.
I just got my gym back there. But as you can see, I don't have, well, you were talking earlier, I don't have much space on either side either, but I just kind of shimmy it around it and it's keep
So
kids
you-
away from it.
So you just park all over to the gym.
Yeah, pretty much.
Roll over the top cushion onto
There
the
you go. You got to work
rolling
out to get
machine.
into the gym.
Don't
But
injure
I
yourself.
have
Don't injure yourself while using the gym. You're going to be stuck back there.
Mhm. Nope.
You can work
Yeah.
yourself out of it.
I was in kind of a remote hill, but I have both the UC3 and the Ava, and I haven't decided which one I want to keep, but right now it's still both.
A lot of people are liking the new sofa baton.
You know, Ike, I sent you a text. I was going to ask you about which one you prefer. And I think you reviewed both of them. Between the
I
sofa baton and
responded
the
back to you, right? Did you see my
Did you?
response?
Oh,
He's
sorry.
Abe don't look at anybody's text.
I'm
man.
sorry. Did you?
Man, I wrote you a whole
Oh.
testament of response.
He's a sender, not a receiver.
You can check it later.
Oh, I'm
but-
sorry. Yeah, okay. I have to look
Yeah,
at my
you're good.
email.
So
You can
what-
see, I
what
mean,
do
but that's
we
Oh,
the,
got?
my bathroom that I'm in love with. It's like a steam shower, and I can't go without it.
Man, that's right off the. That's literally right
Yeah.
off the theater too.
So yeah, it's like in the theater really, but kids will spend time in their shower and while I'm watching something or something like that. But
That's cool.
we had a bathtub, just a regular thing, and it had a leak, and so I decided to remodel it, and we kind of enclosed it so the glass is all the way in the ceiling and waterproofed everything, and it's
we got the.
Oh,
We got
cool.
the,
The whole-
Bluey
the whole
house.
family-
We got
the
the
whole
Bluey
family
house
comes up here
taking
to
a
shower.
shower, right? Am I
Yeah.
right about what that is? Is that the Bluey house in the shower?
Oh yeah.
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 See, I look
Small
at
kids,
that. I got kids too.
So that's an
Yeah.
edgeless screen, right? You know, the
No, I mean
real thin bezel. Okay.
it's hard to see on the thing, but it's pretty thin. It's like I think an inch and a half.
Okay.
Okay.
Sits pretty close to the wall, and we had a lot of issues. The issue was they kept shipping it to me, and what we figured out was in the Texas heat, the material was shrinking and shipping. So they shipped me probably 8 or 9 materials.
Wow.
I have some of them still here in rolls, but I shipped some of them back to them, and they were trying to they try to cook some in their shop, and they pre-shrink it. That didn't work. They tried to oversize it. What we ended up doing, they sent me a new frame, which is like a grip track frame, and just oversized bare material to me. And I really, really like that's the way I ended up, because now I can buy new material and I throw it in the frame, and it's so when I had that Valerian, I just left this material in it and went over the top of it with some white woven material just for a temporary measure.
Mhm.
And it was I just left it on the wall and just threw the material in it and put the frame back on, and it was really easy. So I'm really happy with that. And if I order another one, I'd probably request that they send me the same thing, because it really worked out well.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
it just grips in there like kind of
Yeah,
like
they
a fabric track.
yeah, I might have the whole thing. Is yeah, basically just like a fabric track, but
You have like a
it
little
really works
tool, you
out.
just push it in.
Yep. You just walk
Oh.
around it and pull wrinkles out as you go, and that was so much easier than those little rubber bands, because the first time they sent it to me, I was just cranking on it, and I'm pretty capable, and I had it out here, and I was like really getting it tight, and I was breaking rubber bands and being really creative on how to, like, what order to go to stop breaking rubber bands. And I eventually did get it in the frame, but it was so tight that the material was puckering around the edges and stuff. Like, and so that's, it took some time to convince them that I wasn't an idiot, but it was just, they figured out it was shrinking. Like it shrank like 4 inches or something like that.
Oh wow.
So
Like Scott says, it's the wintertime.
Yeah. You need to ship it in the
Screens out
only
performance.
receive it during the Dallas winters.
little blue chew hole will take care of that.
So I know it's kind of dark in the room. Honestly, when I say, like, bright, I mean this room just does not get very bright, but it's black ceiling and stuff, so I don't have a problem with, like, trying to keep it dark and stuff, but usually there's a window, and I've got creative with that window. There's plantation shutters, but I also have blackout, automated blackout curtains behind them. So you can open it, but that is the one thing that might wash out the screen. So I can do anything with the lights and don't really perceive it. But
So would this be about how you normally would watch with the rope light on and stuff like that?
no, this is like the brightest form of the room. I have presets on the remote where the front 2 lights will turn off.
Shoot, that's more light controlled than what I use.
I just put a little tape up here to keep light splash off the screen, stuff like that. Like, it's not like I'm doing nothing for keeping light off the screen, but it's just I can have plenty of light for the kids to play. They tear the couch apart, throw cushions on the floor, make a fort, jump on that thing, and like, they're going crazy. But also I have like all the neighborhood kids come over, and I have like a 3D or a racing sim kind of mobile unit in the closet over here that I pull out, and they hook up to the PlayStation and play, racing simulator and stuff like that in front of the projector. So
Don't play any copyrighted material because
yeah, I got you.
Because Ike will get his final warning from YouTube, and he won't make the 61 cents that he's making anymore.
I know, right?
Yeah. I think I saw y'all panicking about it like a
Way
few
to
weeks
take
ago.
my livelihood away. 61 cents. Oh, man. I still get taxed on it too.
Do you have YouTube? You can play one of Ike's videos on there.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Copyright.
Hang on 1 second. Switch the input.
You have to do one of the early videos where he actually filmed in 4K and did color grading.
Still filming 4K.
Are the Trinov demos copyrighted?
I think you can play the train of demos.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, you can. We use that for our YouTube videos anyway, so yeah, you can do that.
I assume.
So,
yeah.
So what are we looking at?
Or something like that is.
So we got the Denon and stuff. What are we looking at for speakers? What are you using for speakers?
I have all the same Klipsch THX 8000Ls.
Okay, so they're the same all the way around.
Yeah, same all the way around. It says on the back of them, "Do not install in the ceiling." But I said, I don't care what you say, so I did it anyway.
What's the
I got
speaker layout?
so it's 3 behind the screen, the wide channels, which my ultimate angle was to angle them towards me with some acoustic panels over them. Same in the back. These are side surrounds that are slightly behind me, and I used to have the couch farther back, and I also used to have columns on the walls that I'd cut carpet out for the bottoms, and then I end up not liking the columns, so I had holes in the carpet. I have a center back channel, and the
There you
only
go.
reason I did that was
You watch
clips when
Shane
they.
Lee.
Well, no, my first iteration, my first speaker order, one of the clip speakers came with a broken like a dog leg for where it seats in the wall. And so I just called them and said, "Hey, can you send me a new broken dog leg?" And they sent me a whole new speaker and told me to destroy the other one. So
Sure.
I was like, "Well,
So you destroyed it in the wall.
yeah." It was like, "There's nothing wrong with the speaker." So I decided. I saw on Denon, you got a center back
Mhm.
option, and so I was like, "Well, I got a free speaker. I'm gonna install it."
Why not? Yeah.
Well, it turns out I led into a rabbit hole of the way Dolby Atmos works, and it just does not work that well for Atmos. With
Yeah, that
5
was a whole
channels. So
channel-based thing back in the day.
yeah, like the way Dolby Atmos works, it works great for DTSX, but Dolby Atmos will treat your rear pair as the back channels. So my back channels are side surrounds, and then it has so the only time that speaker ever gets used is if you had a mix with an audio object, it can't be the channel base of it. It has to be audio object that's panning between
Yeah, true
the rear.
Atmos. Yep.
Yeah, it has to be an object between the rear pair is the only time that will come on with any Atmos content. So it does work a lot better with upmixing, and it does work with Dolby Surround now, just like the front wides and all that kind of stuff. But with Atmos, that speaker
Yeah.
does not get used very much.
Okay.
But yeah, that kind of ticked me off because before I even decided to cut the holes in the wall, I went through all the literature of Denon and Dolby Atmos at home and all that kind of stuff, and nowhere does it say anything about that.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing as when when you're doing your Atmos channels and you do 4 versus 6, right? Sometimes not,
Yeah, exactly.
not all the top ones work either, so but yeah, when you're doing total object based like the true Atmos, yeah, you get all that stuff. So but yeah, no, I actually wired up for a center back because of Shane Lee. So
Yeah, I don't like if the reason I was so upset was, I don't know why my lights are fucking, by the way, but was that when I played DTSX, it was just so good. Like it did its job. And I know there was like a lot of stuff on the forums about like if you have something in the center back that you can't perceive that versus what's in center front or something like that. But it sounded great to me. So I was kind of upset that Atmos, which was most content, just doesn't work with it.
No. Yeah.
But I left it there anyway.
hey. So you're at full laser right now.
Yeah, I don't ever change that.
I mean that thing.
But
What is the screen material? What is they call
it
it?
doesn't look great on the screen of my phone anyway.
Might have
It's
to
a
tap
it's a
on your
Seymour
screen.
Screen Excellence Ambient Visionaire Wide Micro Perf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tap on the screen.
What's
and
the
take
gain on that screen?
Adjust the brightness of the camera.
Yeah,
Usually-
I've been Croissant, I've been doing that, and
Oh,
it's not showing
doing
me
it.
anything. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Oh,
Like an exposure level or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it must be the app.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be the app blocking it.
Let's see, I'm gonna try to find that screen. I'm kind of curious about that.
It says 0.8 gain. I think
Okay.
the viewing half angle is like 45 degrees.
Ambient Visionaire Black 0.8. That's what it's called. Yeah, Ambient.
Yeah,
Visionaire
the
Black.
wide black wide, something like that. Some wide. It's in their
Yeah.
chart on the website,
Yeah, I'm looking at
Which-
it. Yeah, okay.
I believe it's exactly the same thing as their Seymour AV, whatever that one is. I can't remember what it is.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just checking out their specs on it. Are we using that same screen in the new theater?
Not if we can go bigger, but probably not.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I do like it. I don't like the microperf aspect of it. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out and see what our options are.
I like that I'm sitting here. That door is open. It's a lot brighter in here than it seems on the camera. That door is open and like, I don't know. It looked like a TV to me.
Right.
You got
Well,
it.
it's still pretty dark in there. It's still dark at your screen.
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
You
For
still got a
sure.
lot of control
Yeah.
with the light.
And then the
But-
front lights are still on too, right?
They were, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I
Can we see-
put my
can we see the
full-
setup
full
for
bright,
your-
I mean, it's like that. So I mean, I don't know. What do you want to see?
Can we see the setup for the how you got the Panama set up and all that?
Yeah, yeah. So wide channels. Yeah, those I just I think the only reason it says do not install on ceiling is because they're like 20 pounds and the plastic dog legs won't support it. But I just did
Yeah.
some like aluminum angle and kind of screwed through that
Screwed through
and yeah, and did my own little thing. But I like reinforced the sheetrock around it and everything like that. I'm not worried about it.
You just wear a hard hat when you watch movies. That's all.
I need to get a flashlight. Can't see stuff.
Oh, interesting.
But so
There it is.
There we go.
I had this is like cut out up in here
Mhm.
and it goes up to the ceiling above it. And it was cut to size for the Sony that I had. And the Sony was intake in the front and exit on the back and had a few more inches in the back. And so I have a tube up in top of it, like a 10-inch tube with the what is that? The blower
AC
fans into the attic and stuff. What is it called?
AC Infinity.
Yeah, AC Infinity stuff. And I built a box to go around everything and never got to it actually finishing it with the Sony. And so I thought about trying it with this one and it worked well. I had to buy a new mount to get this seated just right and everything like that. But the space is too small and this projector sucks in on the left and exits the right. So I put it on there and it didn't have enough space and I could tell the temperature started rising on the projector and I'm moving. So I just didn't want to risk it. Or deal with it. But the projector is quieter than the Sony. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's not as quiet as like Valerian or anything like that, but it's not too loud, but I would like to do something that makes it silent.
Yeah, the Epson. I want to say what is it? I forgot what it said. Full dB, full laser power. Probably.
I think it was like
somewhere
32 dB or something like
32, 33. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. How many BTU does that thing give off though?
that. I don't have a problem. I don't know. I
Well,
honestly,
you're out in the open. I'm saying if we try to put that in
Yeah.
an enclosure or something.
yeah, I thought that I could just, and honestly, that was when I did actually power that vent on up there. If I cranked that was louder than any projector was. So, but I mean, I don't feel that much heat off of it. So it's been running for hours.
Well, no, it's good because it's out and open. Yeah, you've got room temperature air moving in and around it. I'm saying, but if we were to conceal it in an enclosure, yeah, then we'd have to worry about exhausting it and bringing. But you're okay having it visible, mounted out there like that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, if I
That's
I
nice.
could get away with putting it in a different room and being completely silent, then that's what I would do. But it's not a high priority when we come to design.
Okay.
Looks
Not
like that
super high.
bedroom was going to make use for a projector holder.
I would do that. I would cut into his bedroom for that. Yeah, but I
Put
do
the
not
closet on
want
the
to
right
put.
side.
I do not want to put equipment in the room for sure, though. But that's my only sub power. I got two SB 3000s.
Just two in the back.
Yeah. Just two in the back. When I first started, I had tried them in the front, and at that time, I was like, it's like 5 years ago, and I probably wasn't very good with measurements, but it seemed to work just as good, if not better, in the back by the measurements. And I tried different spots to put them up next to the couch and all that kind of stuff, but I just ended up leaving them back there just for cleanliness, mostly because I didn't see any. I tried them in the front, and it didn't seem to benefit me anything.
Didn't see any benefit.
Yeah, but so they're more out of the way and just cleaner in the front for. Don't have to worry about kids jumping on them or anything like that. But
So I know a lot of the Texas homes, they come with like a media room. You talked about having to build a wall here.
Yeah.
Was
Okay.
was it
That's a good
considered
point.
like a media room prior to that, or what?
It
Was
was.
like
I
a
mean,
loft area?
it's listed as a bedroom, but you can see like. So I did this door is a good 300 pounds. I made it out of like solid like two sheets of MDF and green glue in the middle and all that kind of stuff. And yeah,
Oh.
and it's super solid, and it's just like chalkboard paint on the outside. And then so I mean, I have an 8-inch reach, so it's a little over a foot thick here. And
Wow.
this side's about 8 inches, I think. This side's just one stud, whisper channels, 4 layers of 5/8 with green glue and all that kind of stuff.
Good Lord.
Say 4 layers?
Yeah,
Wow.
4 layers.
I was on a mission,
Man.
and
Man,
I
I want to
went
be able
ahead.
to watch movies at night.
I went ahead, and so this is a townhome. I have, I don't share a wall. I'm on an end unit or something like that, but this is a common wall behind the screen. However, in the construction of it, I found out I got a stud here, 2 feet of space of like air conditioner ducts and all that kind of stuff, a solid wall, another 2 feet of space, another wall, and then they have another 2 feet of space and another wall. So I filled 2 feet deep full of rock wool in that wall. I got in there myself and just filled it all up, and then it also
Wow.
has 2 layers of drywall, and with green glue and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So I have cranked it as loud as I can possibly do it. I'm not Scott Newby by any chance, but I mean, I'd crank it really super loud, and I've tried to test the neighbors, and they have never heard it, they say. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have what about the doors? Do you have a door seal around your doors, or?
yeah, I did. So it doesn't slide. It will slide super smooth, but it's kind of like sealed on the top, and then the back side of the door seals inside the cavity.
That's a pocket
And-
door?
Yeah, it's a pocket door. So
okay. I couldn't tell. Oh,
yeah, so it's a pocket door, and then when I have a little button at the bottom, so the bottom door seal that pushes into the carpet at the bottom when you
Yeah.
close it.
So there's no
And all that
threshold.
kind of
You just have it going to the carpet.
Yeah. Just go straight into the carpet. So I mean, it works well enough. Like, I
So
obviously
for this
don't.
room,
I don't have.
what
I don't
are the
have
dimensions for
421s
this room?
here. It's 15.3 wide and 19.8 deep. I would have gone bigger on the screen, except I'm stuck with that little nubbin on the ceiling. And we did cut that off, and there's an AC return thing going through there that was going to be really complicated to reroute somewhere. So I kind of gave up.
Man.
Behind both of those walls, there's huge cavities as well. I could literally make them closets and just kind of wasted space.
Yeah, a
But
lot of the Texas home have all these little wasted little areas on the second floors and
Yeah.
Always kind of
They're-
interesting.
There for a while, I dreamed about maybe like doing some huge in wall like subs or something like that. I don't know, but
Good.
yeah, it was as a project that creeps. Like on the next one, Abe, I'm hoping to do better. I'm pretty happy with the audio in here, but I would like to do a little higher level than this. But I've been in plenty of home theaters that just wipe me across the floor.
Man, you did a great job on that. So what did you have anything pre-existing at all for that?
It was
or
just it was one. No, I mean I just had one open room. In fact, that's
One-
the
one
sound
big
bar that
open.
I'm using for computer speakers I had in the room, and
Hmm.
that was it.
okay.
Yeah, I like your monitor setup. Nice.
Oh yeah,
Is it wall mounted mounts? Or
yeah.
you got it-
Yeah, they're all wall mounted, and
That's cool.
I don't know what I'm going to rent this place out. I'm keeping it, and I've drilled all the. I don't like. I mean, that's a phone charger, but I don't like cables out, so I've drilled holes in this table for every single cable, so they go underneath, and I don't see cables on the desk, and I don't know how that's going to work for the next person, but it looks like I'm a gamer, but I really only play one game, StarCraft 2.
Hmm.
Very nice, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you sharing that. So the rope lighting and stuff, the tray portion, did you have to construct that yourself, or was that already
did.
up there?
No, none of that was there, and this looked pretty rough for a long time. I just now did the wood slats about a year ago.
Oh, okay.
I just
That's
did
what
them
that
with
is.
ceiling.
It looked like it was staggered.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was flat or staggered, but okay.
It's just there's MDF, and I have holes, so it's all filled in with rock wool, and below the ceiling above it. So technically, I could rip all this down and return it to a normal room, paint and all that kind of stuff. But
You made
this
like
is just a
ladder
2x4.
frame
It's
and
it's,
then
it's only
extend it.
2x4s deep, and then just crown molding on the inside with some. I do have the cob lights to change those out to, so that they don't show the little dots. But it's already got the channels in there. It's just Philips Hue light strips, and
Okay.
I have the cob lights to put in there, but I just never got around to it, and I'm leaving now, so no, won't ever.
So
But yeah,
when you move, you said you're going to move, right? When you
Yeah.
move, are you taking your speakers with you, or are you leaving those?
I'm not quite sure. I'll give the option. I know the front wides and the center back and the tops I'll probably take out, and sheetrock over them, and then I have 4 speakers in there for the tops that I could put back in if somebody wants to keep this operational. I did pre-order the Extreme Horizon Neor Max or whatever that I could throw in here for a renter if I wanted. I might leave it operational because I do have another Denon that I was using before, the A10H, that will power that many speakers. So I might leave it operational. I don't necessarily have to take these clip speakers with me. I do like them, so I'm not trying to badmouth them, but maybe go a little bit bigger.
Nice, man. Nice. You did a great job with this. It looks fantastic.
Yeah. You want to stay with Klipsch in the space?
No,
That
I'm not.
brand?
I'm not a Klipsch fanboy or anything like that. I just think these are pretty big bang for the buck. I mean,
No,
they
nothing
were.
wrong with it. I'm just
Yeah.
yeah. I'm cool with whatever.
I have plenty of ideas, but we'll talk about that and get your
we'll
advice and
figure
stuff
out-
like that.
Yeah. Well, the good news, there's all kind of options. So, yeah, we can take our time and really kind of pick what we want.
Very good, man. Well,
Any other
definitely-
questions in here?
Yeah, let's see if anybody had any questions. Oh, so Blackjack says, yeah, add 2 more subwoofers for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
even out
So
the pace.
for a while now, I've wanted to grab 2 SB17 Ultras or something like that from SVS. But we'll see what we end up. But I wouldn't mind just leaving these for a rent or two if I needed to.
Yeah.
But this has been project creep. I didn't dive into the high end for sure. I thought when I bought these speakers, I thought I was being crazy, and it's just keeps getting more crazy, I guess.
Well, you got crazy when you went for the highest Epson in the Panamorph. That's when you got crazy.
Yeah, there's where you're. Yeah, that's where.
He said he was more of a video
The
guy.
this theater is in
makes
that
sense.
projector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, honestly, that's where the way it ended up. It was like the smallest purchase I've made. I mean, it did feel bad releasing that much money, but when Sony gave me all that cash and I had it, and I did have to send that cash back out, but I kind of like already had it sold in my mind. It was
Right,
free
right.
cash. So honestly, it just didn't cost, like, from what I had in the Sony. I got the Panamorph and the Epson. I basically made a little money.
And you had to
After
send the Sony back, right?
I sent the Sony back, but I mean, I basically made a little money after I sold my other Panamorph.
Yeah,
Mm,
for sure, man.
that's cool.
Yeah.
You definitely
Well, you
had
did a good job. I mean, doing this all doing this all yourself. So I mean,
Yeah.
it looks good. I mean, you did a good
for
job.
sure. For sure.
The only thing I had a little help with was I had a guy help me with his track saw and that stuff, and that was a messy job and
Yeah.
cutting that stuff. That
Mhm.
sucks.
MDF. Was it?
I couldn't figure out how to make it look good, so we did 45 angles at all the corners and all that kind of stuff. And those little lines do not line up from one panel to another. So it was a problem. I mean, it was just a project.
Mm.
Yeah.
So the slats are like that all the way around.
Yeah, you'd cut one and realize that one panel is slightly off from another panel, and in just a certain area of it. They're not perfectly uniform. They're pretty cheap.
It's just like
Amazon.
a fabric on the back holding them together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So maybe they didn't get put in right, or maybe they stretch a little bit from the staples that hold them together.
Yeah.
And so then you just grab another piece and waste a piece, or wait till later and maybe it works with a different spot or something like that, But
Mm.
it was definitely a messy job, and I'm glad he brought a track saw, because I would have had this whole thing covered in black dust.
Yeah.
Man, well, you did a fantastic job in there. You got some super nice equipment in there too.
Yeah.
So the Mad VR, the Kaleidoscapes, the Epson, top of the line Epson. Man, I'd love to sit back and watch some football in there with you.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Gosh, he's getting full brightness out of that. I can tell you.
Mhm.
For sure.
That was one of the motivations. I'm big into football season, fantasy football, and all that kind of stuff. And I did not like watching football or asking somebody to watch football with me in the pitch black dark.
I mean,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. That you did a really nice job with that.
Yeah.
Putting
Actually, this
putting
was
that
really good.
together.
I'm glad we had you on the show, because I learned a lot too about what we got to do. So that's good.
You need to unmute
sure.
your mic. I do.
This was a 2-hour Abe interview.
This was helpful. Yeah.
That was definitely nice, though. I like the whole, going through the CAD and everything else with the new theater too. So,
Yeah.
let's get to the part that everybody
Drum roll, please.
wants in the beginning of the theater, beginning of the show. Why we all build these theaters, right? So, Anthony, any movies that you
We
watched
build it to
recently in your
watch
theater?
demos, man. Demos.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen anything that great lately. I
What
watched
can you
The
recommend that
Coral.
you watched recently?
Coral the other day. It was all right. A little slow, a little drama, artsy kind of thing. But
What was it? I'm sorry.
What?
The Coral.
The Coral.
Yeah.
Coral.
I haven't heard of that one.
I've not heard of that one either.
I haven't heard that one.
There's something, it had to, when you're surfing through something that's both compatible with me and my wife or something like that.
Oh.
But
No.
it was all right. It was pretty entertaining. It's like some sort of town that's really into their choir during World War II or something like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Good
I did.
acting. Yeah, that one.
The Coral. Oh.
6.4 on IMDb and
That's
67.
pretty
wouldn't-
good.
I'm not
What
throwing it out
would
there as
you-
a great movie. Good acting. It's not exactly a home theater experience or anything like that, but at 6.4 sounds pretty good. That's pretty accurate.
Ralph Fiennes.
Very good. We'll have to.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
where can you watch that one at? Was that on Kaleidoscape?
It was.
Oh. Kaleidoscape.
I don't
Oh.
I don't have it, so I'll tell you how much it is on Kaleidoscape.
That's one of the biggest problems with Kaleidoscape. I keep spending too much money on it.
Yeah, no, trust me.
He has all his notifications set up. Tell me when to buy it. Now, okay,
Well,
click.
It's not showing up. Not sure. I see the Coral Reef. Oh, I didn't put the
The
H.
Golden Corral. That's something different.
There we go. The Coral. 1999. 4K
Yeah.
SDR and DTS Master Audio 5.1.
Mm.
It's one of those things that I don't know why I keep buying stuff like that on
I'll
Kaleidoscape.
put it on my watch list for when it goes on sale.
Yeah, I don't. But it's like, is Kaleidoscape really giving me anything on that movie? Probably not. But I still keep buying on Kaleidoscape. And I got this
Yep.
server over here. Just buy
It's
this.
easy. It's convenient. You press the button, and 5
Yeah,
minutes
but
later, it's there.
It's starting to tick me off because I bought a 12 terabyte server and I have probably half my movies bought downloaded now. It's like,
Mm.
and I don't want to spend money on another server.
Yeah, understood. Understood. Anything else you were able to watch this week or recently that you could recommend?
Me and my wife have been binging the Apple TV show, the therapist one. What is it called?
Shrinking.
Shrinking. Yeah, we've been binging that. So my entire week has been every night we watching that. So
Mm.
Yeah, I watched the first couple episodes of that by myself. That actually it is pretty funny too.
we watched the first couple episodes like a year ago, and I kind of lost interest. And I think it's probably the kids were just chattering. And I couldn't. It's a very dialogue heavy movie, and,
Right, for sure.
and so or a show. So I think that's the reason I just didn't get into it. And I dropped it, and she keeps saying that she heard it was good and she wanted to give it another shot. So we put it on, and we've been into it. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I can see a lot of people do like it for sure.
Yeah.
So Magic says that he finally watched Tron Ares, but he was disappointed.
Yeah.
What a
What?
way,
Are we
what a
all?
great way to ruin a series.
No,
I agree with him.
ruined it. I mean, yeah, it wasn't good, but it was still. If you're a diehard fan, you accept it.
You let
But
it
yeah,
go, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
great.
I didn't have a problem with it.
That was
but,
good. It was good.
I had a problem on the previews of it.
I liked it.
The preview was
But I mean,
pretty
yeah,
good.
it
though.
had problems. I
the
will admit it was problematic, but it
Light
was-
cycles in the street. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, meh.
yeah, that felt kind of like G.I. Joe, whenever they did that, the movie. I was like,
The
okay.
register flying through the air, that's really efficient.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you guys haven't seen it, spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
So
I think that was in the previews.
yeah, for sure. For sure. How about you, Abe? Any movies you said that you've been trying?
Yes,
to,
I watched a couple. It's fascinating. I watched these two movies not knowing either one of them, but found out they have an interesting similarity in them. The first one I watched was Apex with Charlize Theron, who's definitely is much skinnier in this movie than I remember in other movies. But it was an interesting movie. Basically, she plays an adventurer who does a lot of, she climbs mountains, she rafts, and she has a traumatic event. I won't go into details. Then she's all of a sudden finds herself in Australia, and then she gets pursued by this crazy guy who wants to hunt her down. And so I won't give more than that in case anybody hasn't seen it, but
I
it's
haven't seen it. It looks
a pretty
interesting. It looks interesting. Yeah,
So this
Yeah.
is the number one movie on Netflix right now. I also was
Um.
able to watch this, and I can tell you that the sound in this is excellent.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you saw it, Don?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What'd you think about it?
It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I would give it around a 7, a little bit higher than
I would
I
say
would
so.
think.
Yeah, I would
Wow.
say 7.
Okay,
I would say
okay.
7. Yeah.
Yes,
You know
so-
what's funny? Jessica said the other day, like every movie's a 6, and every time we pull one up, it's like, well, I'm accurate. Look, IMDb 6, Rotten Tomatoes 6.
I like Charlize Theron, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
give her a 7 for that.
Yeah, my wife, like in the first 3 minutes of the movie, she pegged the movie, and I won't say how because I'll tell you guys afterward. But yeah, she pegged the movie like right away, and I was like, "You."
Yeah.
She
Damn it, you ruined it for me. Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a thriller. It's a good
Yeah.
it's a good movie. You know, I definitely, I like thrillers, and we'll get into another thing that I'm watching too now. It's a thriller also. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, Apex is definitely worth the watch.
I would say it's worth a watch. And it was good. And it's a very good, it had really good cinematography and very interesting locations that they filmed on. Good sound. So yeah, it was all the way around. It was a nice to watch.
Yeah,
Bright
it
side.
was impressive for a stream for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brightside Home Theater ripped it, so I didn't watch it. So maybe I should.
Really?
Yeah, no, I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. It's entertaining. It's something to watch. I mean, is it like
So-
watch
so,
it again many times?
Steve-
No.
Was Steve the
But-
one that ripped this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
He said it was insultingly stupid. Something like
No.
that.
Say that. It was
I've watched some of his movies that have been really bad,
Yeah.
that he has recommended. But hey, we all have our part. We all have our own take in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I'll tell you, I moved. Go ahead.
so I will say I did look at some of the comments about the movie, right? And you either like it or you hate it. That's
Mhm.
from some of the comments that I saw. So you're either gonna like it or you're gonna hate it. One or the other. There's no in between. So out
Yeah,
of all the
I can
comments
see that,
about it,
but-
that's what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But then I moved to another one, which had there's a similarity to it, is Begonia, which,
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So Begonia is pretty interesting. That actually kind of surprised me, it definitely surprised me. The ending surprised the hell out of me. And I'm
mhm.
like, really?
good
I was like,
comedy.
okay. So I won't
a
say
good-
anything. But yeah,
Yeah, you
it
can't.
was an odd movie, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoyed it. And I'll have to say the actor what's the actor who plays the crazy guy with the red hair? Which he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in Better Call Saul, and he's been in a couple of things. He plays a really good, just disturbed individual. He does a great job. He definitely, having seen him start out in like Better Call Saul, is I think where he first appeared, like on the scene. And he
Jesse
did several
Plemons?
movies since then. But let me tell you, I think he's really honed his craft. He did an excellent job in this movie.
Yeah,
playing
he's
a
also the
psychopath.
creepy guy in the Civil War trailer, right? Like
Yeah.
one that really
It
gets you
started
through.
Yeah,
off-
he was the
it-
creepy guy.
look,
He
this movie started
really
off
good
a
job.
little slow. It did start off just a little slow, but
It did.
just
Yeah.
just like I enjoyed it. I think I told you
Oh,
it was
yeah,
my
you have to
favorite
stick
movie of
with
last
it.
year.
But yeah, it's definitely worth to watch. Like this one is the one, the cover was that cover up there in the top middle. And I was like, no, that cover that's the cover on the slip on the
It
disc.
was crazy.
And I'm like, no, I don't even want any. I'm not interested in it just on that cover.
And let me tell you, it makes it even more enjoyable if you know nothing about this
Yeah.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch this movie, don't listen to anyone, don't read anything.
Yeah.
That's how I
yeah.
watch it, because I just let me see what this movie's about, and I hit play.
Yep.
And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I knew nothing about it, because it made it so much more enjoyable. Not, just I didn't know what I was going to expect. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
hell? So
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you know nothing about this film, I highly encourage you to watch it.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah.
And then I believe this is the one that I raved about all the
End
post
credit
movie,
sound
all the
effects.
post movie
Yeah.
stuff that went on too, because
Yeah.
I was just sitting there because, like you said, Abe, it wasn't what you expect, right?
It
So
was
I'm
not.
just sitting there like, what the fuck just happened, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just, and
Especially at the
I'm
end.
sitting
I'm
there
like,
and I'm like,
what the hell?
and then all of a sudden I hear birds chirping all throughout the whole room, and then
It had the same effects as Tiptoes. What the
Right.
fuck did I just watch? But yet, it was a good movie.
yeah, so and then
Like,
then
what
the
the hell?
thunderstorm rolls in on the end credits too. I mean,
yeah.
man, I was like, oh shit, this is good. Not only was the movie good, but then they give us all this extra surround sound, Atmos, and everything else in the credits.
Somebody
Yeah,
was having
yeah,
fun
yeah.
saying they didn't pay me to do the movie, but here's the end credits that I can do whatever I want with. Look at what I could have done with it. That's probably what that was. about.
Probably.
I see in the chat it says Begonia was great until the last minute. That stinks. At first, I was a little, for just a second there, I was a little cheesed at what I saw. But then I kind of said, after I thought about it afterwards, like, that's kind of
Oh,
interesting.
dude, to me, I was laughing. I thought I was.
I
like,
was
dude,
too.
This movie's
I was
amazing.
too.
This is the most hilarious movie
Yeah.
fucking ever. I
would
loved
say-
it.
I would say you're right. You probably could have taken that off, but at the same time, it was still kind of fun. It was-
Yeah, it's.
Did you see that one, Anthony?
I did. Yeah, it was like y'all said, trip. It was trippy.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil for nobody because you don't want to know.
Yeah,
nothing.
you don't.
The
That's
best way to
one you
watch this
can't
movie is
spoil.
not to
If
know
you
nothing
spoil
about
it. You ruin it. Yeah,
You ruin it.
spoil
You would can't watch
Like-
it.
Ike,
Yeah.
can you get out of the 1960s and watch this movie, please?
There's a comment about
I will probably.
there's a
at some
comment about
point.
Mr. In Between. Have y'all
It
seen
doesn't
that?
sound that bad,
I haven't
so
seen
I'll
that
probably
one.
watch it.
Mister
I-
in between.
It keeps getting recommended, and I wrote it down to watch it, and I forgot about it until I saw that comment. But I've seen that recommended so many times.
I've not seen that either.
In between.
I haven't seen it.
So, anything else, Abe?
I feel like I watched a third movie, but I can't remember what it was because those were the only two I remember that stood out to me as just being oddball movies. I meant to watch Psycho Killers, but I didn't get to it.
I'm not watching
man.
that.
It's not out
for-
yet.
Going
Oh,
to
you
2
got
hours
our
of my
homework.
life, I won't get back. Really? Man,
Jeez,
I got to disagree with you on that one, Andrew.
Hey, we watched Tiptoe. That's hours of life we don't get back. But
Yeah,
we made the best.
it
Yeah,
cannot be
everybody
worse
agreed
than
on that one.
It can't be worse than Team.
That's how amazing that one was. Like, oh, man, what?
Yeah, so yes,
Yeah.
I love watching concerts on the Kaleidoscape. They have a ton of concerts on the Kaleidoscape that you can purchase. I have Sting in Paris. I have Eric Clapton. I have Adele. I have Def Leppard. I have Guns N' Roses. Yes, very much so. I love watching the concerts on
It might be one of the best selling points of that you don't ever hear about because it is pretty impressive library of stuff that you
Yeah.
can't get anywhere else when it comes up.
And that, yeah. And whenever I watch concerts, I do
There's opera on there too.
Yeah.
They have opera.
I do the lights thing that are synced with the HDMI cable that
Mm.
are ambient whenever I do concerts. And man, that really pulls you in, especially if there's a concert where they do the little LED bracelets or whatever. or
so you're
lights.
watching EDM then.
Well, anything like
Hey.
they'll do that with any concerts that have lights, country, whatever. They'll do lights, and whenever they're shining lights in different spots, and your room lights up with it, and they'll.
I used to
stream.
do that with before I had the projector with the TV with the lights that synced up behind it. and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
I have that.
Fill
That
two
on
sync
my-
box.
I have that on the sync, the newer sync box that actually
Yeah.
turns the lights off,
Mhm.
like for black, and I have the lights all the way around my 150-inch 16. by
Really?
9.
The TV
Wow.
manufacturers make a TV for all. Was it Philips that had it integrated in the back of a flat
Yeah,
panel?
it was Phillips.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember
it's
that.
pretty
That was
wild.
a crazy selling point on that TV.
You have to like turn the lights down to like 1 or 2% brightness, but if you're in your full dark room and you're watching a concert, it's the some of them are friggin' amazing. Like their Coldplay concert has that you feel like you're there. Like your whole room, just you're transported. Like
I used to really like it with the what's that Hans Zimmer in concert. I used to really like it with that, with the TV and all that kind of stuff.
Now some of those I don't do with the lights, obviously, because they're not. It depends on which Hans Zimmer you're talking about.
I'm just going through some of the
Prague or
concerts that
whatever.
they have
That
here.
Rush
There's a
one
lot
was
of
pretty
lighting.
good.
Yeah.
There we go. View all.
I want to check out the Epic, that new Elvis one.
Yeah, I downloaded that. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, there's tons and tons of concerts on here. The Adele one is very good. The Eric Clapton one's good. I have the Guns N' Roses. It's not the best.
What about the Slash one? That's the one you would want.
So yeah, so I mean, just
Pretty
tons
fun,
and
yeah.
tons of concerts on here that you don't usually find. When people are talking about their collections, there's just not, people don't usually talk about about their concert.
Now, was that
collection.
Lord of the Rings soundtrack up there? Is that what that ring was, or was that something different right there? Oh no,
The Ring Without Words. No, Phil.
yeah,
Phil Harmonic.
Richard Wagner.
Phil Harmon. Okay, I was wondering. I was like, what? That's not what I think it is it? It wasn't. Okay.
Yeah, so you see, I'm just scrolling down. There's tons and tons of concerts here. I have the Eagles farewell tour also.
Oh man, that Bruce Springsteen Letters to You was so boring. I like Bruce Springsteen, but man, that thing was boring. I stopped watching like halfway through.
Oh, really?
Oh, was it? Oh, don't tell me that. I have that.
There's too much going back and talking and stuff, and you really want to just jam out, and it wasn't that.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, I
It's
wish
more
it had been just like
more biography and less.
Yeah, I wish it had been just more of a Springsteen concert. Just have fun.
I'm kind of afraid the Elvis one is going to be like that. That's why I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good story, though.
Yeah, it is. But
regardless,
the best Elvis
Alice
one
Cooper.
was This Is It.
Alice Cooper, Slash.
That's a good one.
Elton
Is any
John.
Floyd? No Pink Floyd, man. I figured it'd be some
Santana.
Floyd.
I think they have the wall on here. Leonard Skinner, Def Leppard, Kiss. So yeah, man, just tons and tons of stuff there. So
And I tell you what,
then they have opera also.
James. Yeah, this is pretty good.
but yeah.
George Thorogood. There you go.
So yeah, that's one, like you said, that is a great point, Anthony. Not a lot of people talk about the concerts that are actually on there.
Good concerts.
And I like I said a couple weeks back, I was like, let me listen to Sting, and next thing I know, 4 hours later, I find myself just going through my concert collection, just jamming out in the theater, So it just sucks you in.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
one thing. Depending on the mood you're in, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you start, next thing you know, you're like 2 hours later, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
So how about you, Paul? Were you able to partake in any movies this week?
No, I didn't watch it. No,
No, the time is off. It's 12 o'clock.
yeah, I did
No
not
movies this week.
That was last week. I didn't watch anything this week. I was snuck in 3 movies. I watched Outcome, which has Keanu Reeves in it.
Okay.
That was an all right. It was a pretty decent movie.
So it's 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.5 on IMDb.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's about a 5 for me. Yeah,
a 5?
it wasn't good or bad either way, but it was it was a watch in the background type of movie.
When did that movie come out? I don't remember that movie.
Recently.
Oh.
2026 just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What platform was that one on? Or?
Apple TV.
Apple
I think
TV.
is what I watched it on.
Apple TV. Yep.
And then
So just an owl on that one. Okay. What else?
I also watched Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
The new one?
3. The third
That
one.
was terrible.
I liked it better than the last one.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah, I tell you what, there was if you're one of the scenes, I was like, oh god, one of the scenes was just like, oh, this is so horrible. Like, what the fuck? But the overall, like, movie and how they did it, it's like, as far as this genre, you know what you're getting yourself into with this one. It's it's Fast and Furious 25, except this is like the third one of
That's a
these.
good point.
But they did it a little bit, to me, better than the second one. To me, now, is it better than the first one? No, not really.
Yeah.
And then I watched a,
This is
and
just
the
an
audio
Ocean's
was
5
okay.
movie anyway, right?
Yeah,
Ocean's
they had
8,
decent audio on it, and some of the, they didn't use them very often, but there was some Atmos stuff in there, but it wasn't anything that would blow your socks off. And then I watched an older movie, Oz, the Great and Powerful. And man, if you want to test your colors, that's one of the movies. And it's really cool because it starts off in a 4:3 black and white. And then
Oh,
it
very nice.
switches to a full on like color scene. And it's man, it'll make you, go, whoa, damn. So that was pretty wild. But it's just a different take on, The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So,
Very
and I'm
good.
like, and the funny thing is, I found that one at Goodwill, and I
There
was
you
like,
go.
I live in Kansas. How the fuck have I not known about this? Because you live in Kansas, you
Yeah.
know all the iterations of The Wizard of Oz. It's just part and partial,
Every
right?
dog there is named Toto.
Yeah. So it's like, what the fuck? How the hell have I never heard of this? And I got it at Goodwill for like $3.
Yeah, I haven't seen Toto, so I have to get that one, Magic, for sure.
That's funny. I'm thinking Toto the dog, and somebody talks about Toto the band. That's
Well,
The band,
yeah.
Yeah. I knew what you were talking about.
Now, is
Yeah.
Toto from Kansas? No.
No,
Now, that would be funny.
that would be, yeah.
And there's a
Yeah.
band called Kansas that
Yeah.
we can go on.
So how about you, Ike? Did you partake in any movies?
Yeah, 3 actually. So,
Oh, look at this. We're going extended time today.
Oh, man.
no.
Extended time.
But
It-
the first one I saw was Sisu, Road to Revenge, which is a follow up to
The site,
the
the sequel.
original one. SISU.
Sisu.
Sisu. Road
Yeah.
to Revenge. It has Stephen Lang on it.
Yeah, I heard this one wasn't as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Oh,
It's the same movie. Just keep going.
Yeah, it's just same. Same.
I also
storyline.
heard that the audio wasn't as good either.
Oh.
Because
There were a few
the first Sisu was supposed to be like reference level
There
audio.
were a few scenes right towards the end where I think, yeah, you could get some really good. Like there's a particular scene where a missile or a rocket gets fired. Yeah, if you have Scott Newby set up or any really good subwoofer, you will get some. I would expect you to get some really good infrasonics. from that.
Look,
Wolverine.
if Scott Newby wants, he can get bass when somebody's brushing their teeth on the TV. So I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I didn't know
Art,
the piano
yeah,
had so much
100.
bass.
look at Scottio coming into the mix an hour,
Yeah.
a minute behind.
A minute, just a minute. Hey guys,
What's going on, Scottio? How are you, sir?
Shoot, he's just now about to go to the bar. His time.
yeah, you
That's
guys,
true.
the night's young.
It's
What are
only
you guys
9:03
talking about?
over in Cali.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
They got Bucky in California.
California dude just got finished surfing, man.
So what else? What else you got going on over there, Ike? What kind
And then I saw, look, Kate Basinger, right? It's called Wildcat. And I really only watched it
Wildcats.
just going by the name of it. She was the only reason why I even tried to watch it. It's the 2025 one, not the original.
not that Wildcats with Goldie
No,
Hawn, right?
not this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a good movie.
That was a good movie, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
this one is the 2025.
There it is,
Wildcat.
Wildcat.
Beckinsale?
Yeah.
Not
That was the
cat.
only reason why I
Kate
watched it, but yeah, I don't know, man. It was I wouldn't recommend it for nothing, except if you just want to see.
Oh, it's a
her.
3.9, not
Ooh.
quite low enough to get the homework.
Oh yeah, 3.9 out of 10. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because it
pretty
has her,
close,
right?
though. Pretty
Yeah,
close.
pretty bad.
I'm sure the 3.9 is because they wanted to see her.
Yeah,
on
you gotta
Amazon
compare
Prime for
that.
$5.99.
Well, that and Rotten Tomatoes, what it is on Rotten Tomatoes, because sometimes
It's about
kinda-
the same.
there's different. Some people are like, "What?" There was a
57
plot-
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm.
Oh wow, yeah. See, that's totally different. That's a
Yeah, because sometimes the critics hate the movie, but the public love it.
yeah. I mean, if you're looking at it,
That's like American Beauty. The critics love that movie, and I couldn't stand it. So I mean,
I like that movie. You didn't like American Beauty?
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, no, Thor Birch.
And same thing with Mother. Did you see Mother?
No,
haven't
I
seen
haven't
that.
seen that one.
I forgot who the actress is on that.
So, what was your third one? Hopefully, it was a top hit.
It was another Stephen Lang and Dolph Lundgren movie, Hellfire.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
I
heard
like
mixed
that one.
reviews on that one. I bet you that's a 6.4 on the rating. Without, I haven't
26?
even seen it.
Yeah,
What is that?
4.6.
4.6.
Oh, I'm
just
I'm
a step
dyslexic.
above that other one.
You're
Yeah.
watching some killer movies here.
Yeah.
yeah. It's, one.
Clearing out
Sometimes
the
I
bottom
watch
shelf.
based on the actors. I haven't seen the Stephen
Well,
Lang movie
Dolph
in a long
anything
time,
Dolph Lundgren
And
right
Dolph
now is
Lundgren,
definitely a
too.
B movie.
Yeah, that's
Dolph
true.
Lundgren was on it. So it's a good movie. It's one of
Okay.
those just sit back, chill, relax. You're not looking for anything too crazy
Right.
from it.
for sure.
And I mean, for those of us that grew up with Dolph Lundgren and Stephen Lang,
Yeah.
you just want to enjoy these types of movies. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go to mine. So just like Abe, I was able to watch Apex. Really, I did enjoy this. I thought it was good. Like I said, my wife figured it out in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and yeah. So it's a thriller for sure. Like you said, it's about Charlize Theron. I'm not sure if you saw her or not, but she actually climbed like a fake mountain in New York on a billboard to promote this movie. Did you guys see
Oh,
that?
No, I
So
didn't.
they had a billboard there, and she actually climbed up like the actual, like a 10-foot or 15-foot rock wall to promote this movie when it
Yeah, she
first
was
came
definitely
out.
in some serious shape for that movie. I can tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was good. Like I said, I would recommend it. I'd probably give it around a 7, like you said.
Oh wow. There you go.
So it was good. One movie, another movie that I watched was I also took in some Woody Harrelson like you did. I watched The Man from Toronto with Kevin Hart. Not a home theater movie at all. I was looking for some comedy to watch. Woody Harrelson plays the bad guy, and basically he didn't pull it off. I didn't care for this one. It did have a 5.8 IMDb rating, but you can see what the Rotten Tomato scores are for at 24.
24.
Yeah, I would give
saw
this
this movie, but I
probably.
don't remember it.
I would probably
Mm.
give this a 4, maybe a 4.5. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. You know what I mean? But there were some funny parts in there. Kevin Hart wasn't at his best in this one either.
Mm.
He wasn't with his partner, The Rock. So, but yeah, so it was.
Yeah,
And then
kinda
the wife and I
solid.
just we just started a new series. We started Imperfect Woman. So it's about these three ladies here, and one of them gets murdered. So I'm two episodes, 2 episodes in so far. It looks fantastic so far. So we'll keep you updated on that. I did watch this in the theater. Visuals are good. Not so much a home theater type of experience, but yeah, so far so good. I wanted to watch another series with my wife, and of course it's a murder mystery theater.
Oh,
murder
Kerry
mystery
Washington's in it, huh?
yeah. So
Pretty good. I like
Has
it.
she already figured this one out?
no,
You're
she
like,
didn't. No, nobody's figured this one out yet. It's actually really good.
Mm.
So it's there's already some twists and turns going on in the first 2 episodes. So it's pretty good. It's leading you down certain pathways that you may not
Yeah.
think. So, but yeah. What about you, Scotty? O? You been able to watch any movies lately, sir?
You know, I have not been able to watch a single movie all week long. The most media attention I got was popping in when my wife was watching old reruns of Who's the Boss.
Oh my god.
Tony Danza,
Yeah.
I'm
forgot how-
young
I forgot
young
how-
Alyssa Milano.
Well, let me tell
Yeah.
you what, I had a crush on her when doing that show.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
we all did. It was that
Yeah.
you were a young boy
Yeah.
growing up watching that movie.
Well,
That
I
show's
never
a lot
seen an
more-
episode.
edgy
The
than I
picture on
thought
the
it
wall.
was. Like I missed a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
as a kid. Like she's watching it, I'm like, oh wow, there's some pretty good jokes in here, right? Like, and
Yeah.
I would have never gone back and watched it, but yeah, I mean, I've been busy with other things this week. I've been busy
How many-
hacking firmware and
How many
shipping
pallets?
drives.
How many
and,
pallets have you received?
What's that?
How many pallets have
Just
you
two.
received?
Just two full pallets of drugs.
Yeah, and I need to
Bucky's
make
hat you
another
have
order
on?
this week. So
Is that a
Wow.
Bucky's hat you have on there?
what's that?
Is that a Bucky's hat? A Bucky's hat?
Yeah, it's a Bucky's hat.
Y'all got a Bucky's out there in California?
Oh, hell no.
No.
Wow. I
They
think
don't
Bucky
like
made it
cool
out
stuff
there
like
yet.
that around here. You have to go to another state for that.
Well, they are spreading.
They
They're
are.
kind of like a disease, but they are getting out there.
Yeah.
There's
I
no
went to
way
a
they're going to sell that
Buc-ee's.
much fuel in California.
I went to a Bucky's. Was it 2 weekends? Yeah, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that when I went camping, we stopped by one.
Yeah,
And
it's
I was
worth
like-
a stop.
I was
Yeah,
like,
good for gas and
there's bigger gas
Bathroom and
stations in the
barbecue
middle of
sandwich.
Kansas. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand the big.
I think it's like the souvenir items, and they
Yeah.
have a pretty
Yeah.
decent food. Like their food's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
that's
heard he got like a good
Okay.
pork sandwich.
Yeah.
But you know what? The coffee at every single one of them all is just sucks. I've
Yeah.
it's always watered down. Every Bucky's I go to. I've
I
never
did
enjoyed
have the coffee, and I was not impressed with the coffee.
Yeah, I wish they made a good cup, but they don't. But the
Huh.
barbecue sandwich is about
I
the
agree
only
with you.
thing.
Yeah.
And
What else?
they're making
AM6B Plus, the media player. I got that up and rocking this week with, started customizing the firmware on that. And I'm trying to make a default firmware flash that someone
wow.
can just kind of grab and throw it on that device and has all the Dolby Vision stuff kind of ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, cool.
Um,
So that'll
or
put you
have
at
an
Dolby Vision
alternative
7,
version
right?
if your projector doesn't support Dolby Vision to have a good HDR conversion with it. You know how the Z2s, you can kind of push some of that
Mhm.
HDR, SDR back to the projectors and kind of tweak it. So that's my
Mm.
next version on there.
Very nice.
Change your convert it to VS10 or whatever. Yeah.
Yep, it's got the VS10 engine on it. So
Cool.
Very nice.
So how can they find you, Scotty, if they need an optical drive?
Oh yeah, they can hit me up by email, scottioav@gmail.com if anyone's looking for an optical drive. No, they're getting hard to get, and I've been trying to secure them and give anyone that's in our niche a good deal. It's fluctuating on me. Like some days I'm able to get lower pricing than others, but the general trend, obviously, as everyone has seen, is it's just trending up, right?
Very good. Very good. And were you able, I know in the chat, our Home Theater Hub chat, you were trying to find out if anyone had a K-scape so that you could test to see if the drive would work just the digital. Were you able to test that, or do you?
No, but I heard that I have a volunteer, Don.
Yeah, no, look, ship it to me and I'll well, first of all, I'm going to try the one that you shipped to me here.
Why?
I got
Why
it
wouldn't
right here. I mean, that's the
There's the
I-
way that the discs are there's different different versions of the firmware. One of the
Mhm.
older versions of the firmware that a lot of people use for Kaleidoscape, is like not really optimal for both that and ripping. So there's benefits to running a newer version of the firmware that you could still back up your UHD discs, but unfortunately, up until a couple of days ago, that new version of firmware was not able to be read by Kaleidoscape. So I've been busy with bin hacking files and firmware and trying to make it work, and I believe I have it ready to kind of rock and roll. So you get the best of both worlds.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, both my LG and my Asus drives that I had before, they would both read on it.
Yep.
So and that was not the suggested drives that they had on their website.
Yeah. You don't need to have you can use that earlier version of the firmware and it will work, but it's more prone to like
The
disk
runaway.
error reads and yeah. So my goal was to I know that they can do it with that, and that's fine. If you want to just buy one to do that, then yeah, I'd say go for it. But if you want to have like a dual purpose one, that was kind of my goal on it. Like I want to ship something that's a bit higher quality than what's out there now. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what? I'm curious now. Sorry. What's the? You have like a better firmware for ripping?
So the later versions, so how it kind of works in the tier, you have like some of the latest versions of the firmware default from the OEM can be made to enable ripping with it, but sometimes it's still better to go back a single version. Sometimes it's better to go back 2 versions, right? It all kind of depends on the drive and how it performs. In order for it to read on things like DVD Fab, Kaleidoscape, and things, people revert all the way back to almost like, think about it as like the beginning. It's like a 1.0 firmware, right? So you can put 1.0, which is an earlier firmware on it, but you lose a lot of the benefits of the later firmware that perform better.
Okay.
So you're trying to
So these-
recode that to combine them all.
Trying to make it more compatible with multiple
One
devices.
format that
It sucks when you have a disk that's barely
Combines them all.
scratched and it bails because you're running a 1.0 firmware, where sometimes, with a newer firmware, it kind of can get through it a little easier. So.
Is it more finicky with like MKV files than it is just ripping ISOs?
What's that?
Is it more finicky when you're doing like MKV transitions versus just ISO copies?
Well, I mean, with ISO, you're copying the entire disk, right? So you have a chance of getting more errors because you're reading further along that disk. Where if you're just doing like an MKV of the main movie, you're not reading, you're excluding X amount of data. So you have a less of a chance to run into like a ripping error.
Very good.
I did not know that.
I personally, I always do like a full dump, right? Like it's an ISO or a BDMV file
Yeah,
dump.
that's what I do.
And then
I
from
do.
there, if I want to rip it out, then I just do it on the file system. It's so much faster anyways.
Yeah.
And I want to, my main goal is to back up my own collection in case something happens to it.
Is there like an
Absolutely.
upgrade for these LG mobile drives?
Which one do you have?
Pull it up. These things.
Yeah, it was at the WP50.
I think I have that.
The
same
W
one.
or BP60N B10.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Do you know what
4 of 'em.
version's on it?
I don't know. I had to do the whole firmware change or whatever for MKV and or make MKV and stuff like that. But
If you plug it in to make MKV and just open
Yeah,
it up,
you can
it'll
get
say-
up to 103. I know on that.
Yeah, it was 102 or 103 on that one. That's the more
Yeah,
stable.
whatever. I did the same thing to all of them, and I've never really changed it. It works.
Yeah, yeah,
If it works, I wouldn't touch it.
yep. No,
Ain't
Yeah,
broke.
It works, it
That's
works for
advice
Clascape
on
too.
that
That's why I
one.
use for Clascape.
you're
Oh, it
probably
does
on
work.
1.0. If you put a disk in, does it like if it's on Windows, it'll like if it'll open up the files and show them to you? That's usually an indicator that's on like 1.0.
No, I don't know. X Reveal kind of takes all that stuff. It's kind of what I use to rip the ISOs.
Oh, you're using X Reveal.
Mhm.
Don't run across too many people that are using that.
Yeah, I did the make or DVD fab for a long. That was annoying, but
Yeah.
X Reveal is so easy, just one click.
Yeah,
That's it.
I agree. I wish they would make a Mac version.
I was
Well-
like, I don't know that one, but yeah, I guess that
I
makes
don't
sense.
know either.
And it happened when I think it was that the Firefox one or whatever the encryption breaker thing that got shut down for a while. So I went looking for an alternative, and X Reveal came up, and I was like,
You're like, cool, that'll work.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
man.
listen, everyone. Definitely
Mm.
appreciate you joining us tonight on the show. Abe,
Mm.
tell them how they can reach you, sir.
Reach me at 3dsquared.com or you want to email me? It's Abe, A-B, at 3dsquared.com.
Or okay, so Abe, so not Glenn.
Well,
Abe,
yeah,
Abe
and,
instead of Abe instead
Yeah.
of Glenn for 3dsquared.com.
yeah, if you replace Glenn with Abe, you'll get me.
Yes, absolutely. If you need theater design, if you need theater equipment, if you need a nice Barco, hit Abe up for
Accessories.
sure.
Yeah, anything
For
like that.
sure. If you need a design, so hit him up. Scottio, one more time. Tell them how they can reach you.
ScottioAV@gmail.com. Hit me up on there. I'll get back to you right away. So appreciate it.
Very good. Very good. And Ike, safe travels to Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm looking
I
forward
can't
to
wait.
it.
I can't wait for the full report. We might have to go live. You might have to go live
I
from
know,
there.
right? Might have to go
I
live
think so.
Friday.
You might have to
Saturday.
go low. You might have to do a live.
Yeah.
I'll be home. I'll be home Saturday, probably around 11 or 12. Maybe we can
I
jump
see your
quick-
eyeballs rattling
quick
live.
live.
Get the yeah, you got to record it at least.
Yeah.
Just walking in, you'll be like, oh Jesus, what have I gotten myself into?
I'm doing
sure.
it once, and the rest of it, I'm just gonna be capturing people's
Yeah, yeah.
impression of it.
That's
You
fun.
know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully it should be a fun event.
Anthony, it was great seeing you again. I know you mentioned that we met at M Wave.
Yeah, I
So
remember him at Emway.
thanks for joining us on the show and
Yeah,
sharing your
thank you.
theater and sharing your new design too. So we look forward to seeing some updates on that.
Yeah.
Just like Magic says here, he looks forward to seeing Anthony and Abe's new project in progress. So yeah, for sure. Thank you for joining us. Listen, everyone, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please shoot us an email to hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. Once again, please hit all that like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I was looking at my subscriber count. It's not going up. Still, we're 100 and some episodes. I'm still hovering in the 800s. Help me get to 1,000 people, please. Help me
So
get
he
to
can
1,000
make 21
subscribers.
cents.
So I can make 21 cents and I can make 64 cents.
Since a day you can help a poor rising
YouTuber.
podcast.
Help me.
Life
Help
of a
me.
tuber.
Help me get there because I don't post videos. I was looking the other day. The last time I posted an actual video has been quite some time ago. I just do these live streams. So would appreciate it if you can help me get there. Maybe one day I'll start posting some videos again, but I don't know.
That
But,
doesn't
into-
sound encouraging.
Yeah, come watch. Subscribe to my Never content.
Well,
channel.
I have content every week, right? So we have the live stream. So the live stream is every week. We do it every week, even when I'm extremely tired, like I am right now. So, but yeah, no, it's my release. I enjoy doing it. So enjoy talking to everyone, and definitely enjoy people and seeing people's theaters like Anthony. So, man, he's sitting back there talking about his little humble theater, and then he pops out a $60,000 projector combo. I'm like,
Yeah.
It's kind of
So-
new. So.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because I
with the
missed the
man
whole thing.
VR and Kaleidoscape and everything else.
Panama
Right.
lens and
Very nice.
Yeah, I know.
wants
right?
a wall-to-wall THX out screen, and it's like, golly.
For sure. Good luck with the build, guys. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, lights down, sound up, and don't blame us for your next upgrade, Anthony.
Just hang on, Anthony. Don't drop off. We'll see you in the green room.